Good afternoon, good evening, everybody, and welcome back to another exciting night of the Tilt Champions League. You are joining us here week 5, day 2 for Go Mega against the Pickled Packages. Abarn and his undefeated squad against Caridian and his 6th place team, both looking to make a good run as we get into playoffs next week. Tonight may not have much standing on, or may not have much impact on the standings, but will have a lot of impact on how these teams are feeling going into the next round. I'm joined on the desk tonight by my man, very small, tiny, microscopic Rick. Rick, how you doing tonight?
I am doing fantastic, Rudy. I am so happy to be here with you alongside. I'm excited for a good matchup. I hope that these teams take things seriously, but not too serious. I want some fun tonight as well,
Yeah,
mainly because things are already shaped up. So just some classic League of Legends with a little tilt in it, which I guess is what we're used to.
that's right. I mean, knowing this league, that is a likely possibility bordering on absolute certainty. As you said, expecting some fun things tonight. We do have a couple of subs coming through. Velvety Pigeon, aka Chuck, a former player in this esteemed league, is subbing in for his brother Sir Aaron tonight in the top lane for Go Mega. That will be exciting to say the very least. As we get into draft here, the other sub to call out is Droid, a longtime TCL player, is being subbed out for Wojtek, who is typically a player but decided to take the season off for one reason or another. He is I think, diamond peaked ADC, so it'll be really interesting to see how he does in the bot lane paired with Swiss. I do believe they've played together in seasons past. I didn't take the time to look it up, but as I said, we're getting to pick ban here. Kiana taken off the board, Seraphine shortly after. Makes sense. Tailwhip and Ryoklu have been a terror all season.
Wow, these bans are coming through quickly here. There is no time being wasted. Oh, Jinx ban. I guess that's a Ryoklu staple.
Yeah, I mean, Rakan taken away too. Honestly, a little sad about that. Wait, that means no Thresh ban. I wonder if they're going to first pick it.
Interesting.
Yeah, no Thresh ban against Swiss is not something we typically see, and they had room for it with the Rakan ban. Yeah, okay, first pick
Oh,
Thresh. Yeah. Easy. On the other side, I mean, Caridian and Wojtek both are people who can play literally infinite champions. You can't really ban them out. I'm not saying they play them all well, but they play all the champions. Hecarim is not something we've seen a lot in TCL this season. Would be interesting. Evelyn, I like less so. Lilia, pretty consistent pick at the moment.
Yep, and
I
she
don't
did
know.
just recently get buffed, so I could see that coming through. Ah, okay.
Gragas, which is a Fruge special. It's been banned a lot against him this season. So he
Okay.
finally gets a chance to play it and see if all those bans were warranted. Let's see. I mean, we're playing against Abarn here, so I don't think you want to early pick mid unless you have something you're really confident. The hard part about drafting against Abarn is he has Irelia, and then he has a bunch of control mages, which you want to play pretty different things into, you know? So you
Yeah.
can't really early pick the mid unless you're super confident in your comp. Oh wow, that was
Wow,
the
an
first.
early Scion. I love to see the early Scion.
Yeah, I mean the sign got locked in, but that poppy took less than half of a second.
Yeah. Okay, they're feeling pretty excited. I mean, I do like the poppy into the Scion. That works really well just because you can knock him out of his Q charge up by
Mhm.
knocking him back. And can you block his alt?
No,
The
no,
the
his ult is
poppy
completely
thing?
unstoppable.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, that's
But what you can do is stop that Gragas from like flash eating in,
yep.
um, which will help a lot on those big plays. Mordekaiser as well, locked in for the sign matchup. I like it. I think Chuck's been playing a lot of top lane recently, just in general. He's played all sorts of roles historically. I think when he played TCL, he was a jungler, but at the moment he's maining top. So, I mean, Mordekaiser has been a staple. You tell me about the Mordekaiser Sion matchup in a minute here. We'll save it for a
Yeah.
sec. But oh, Leona, man, they're just playing all my favorite stuff tonight. Got the Rakan ban in the oh, we got the Rakan banned, and then the Leona picked up. Leona being the best support in the entire game, if you know what you're doing.
Yeah,
Shout
I
out.
gotta say these team comps both are very beefy in my opinion. I know Gragas can kind of veer off of the tank build and kind of go AP, but usually he's still just really, really beefy. I mean, both of these teams are just set up for just sustain. So I wonder what we're gonna see for these last couple picks.
I mean, we see mirrored pick or mirrored selection coming in, right? Which means we're looking
Yep.
for ADC mid from both. I imagine we're gonna get Wojtek's ADC next, and then save counter for mid lane. Makes a lot of sense to me. In terms of what we're looking for, the Mordekaiser pick leaves Irelia as an option if Abarn wants to game on it, just because you have the AP damage, right? You're not gonna be like single source or anything like that. Taking
And
Ezreal Rise off the table makes sense. Rioklu has popped off on so many different things.
yep.
But honestly, I expect her to just play Zaya here, or maybe Aphelios. Could be an Aphelios angle. Something that'll scale really well. Long range ADC, that tends to be her style. I don't think we'll see a Callista. I don't think we'll see a Draven. Although that would be pretty spicy.
Oh yeah. You don't see Draven a lot in TCL, that's for sure. If at all. I mean, I can't even think of a time.
We've seen
I'm
him at
sure
least
he's come
once.
out once.
There's only two champions that haven't been picked yet. The Varus picked up. I mean, TJ,
Ah,
like
interesting.
we played
Hmm.
that exact lane, what,
I
24
wonder
hours
where they
ago?
saw that from. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. It's
Twice
pretty
actually.
good. Oh my god, we're vein spotting tonight, boys.
Okay, I do
Ryoklu
I
on the
like that
vein.
pick.
That's pretty hype. That's pretty hype. Tail whip with his classic hover. What is Abarn going to blind here? Victor, Syndra, Control Mage. Yeah, Victor. That makes sense. I think that's
Yeah.
it's a pretty safe pick. Rounds out their comp well. I mean,
Yeah.
we talk about it in a minute, but plays pretty well in terms of what Caridian picks. Maybe Ari. I'm not sure how the matchup goes, but I think Caridian's been favoring that champion a bit lately, and a lot of pick potential between the Ari, the Gragas, the Leon, and the Varus. If that's the direction we choose to go, I don't know. We'll see here in a second, though. Anything you want to say?
Yeah, I would like I don't know. I like the Ari pick. Yeah. I mean,
Okay.
Ceridian in general just likes the bursty champion. So I do like the LeBlanc too. I mean, I think, Ari and LeBlanc, they pretty much do accomplish the same thing where they're kind of diving into you and doing damage and then getting out. So yeah, I
Yeah,
mean, pretty much the same style they're going for there.
I'd say, I mean, yeah, Lamont definitely has like more upfront burst, but doesn't necessarily have the pick potential that Ari does. And I know that's odd to say, but that's just because of the power of the charm, right? Like Blanc can go in, blow
Yeah.
overload, and get out. But if you don't die there, there's nothing to do. The charm will pull you right into the rest of the team. But if I'm critting on LeBlanc and I'm looking into this other team comp, it's like who am I gonna kill? Who am I gonna kill here?
And you
Victor,
gotta.
once he gets 2 items, is gonna have 3,500 HP,
Hmm.
and Vayne is gonna have a lot of peel between the Thresh and the Poppy.
Yeah, I gotta say, I think that the pickled packages have just a more rounded team composition here.
Yeah, you like
I
pickle
just
packages?
I do.
Okay, okay.
I
I
like
like
a lot about
controversy
what they're doing.
because I like every single thing about Go Mega's team comp here. Every
Uh,
single thing. But tell me about your thoughts on the pickle packages first.
well, okay. Well, the pickle packages have just the whole engage boxes checked off. I mean, Scion, Gragas, Leona, even. I mean, they could just engage from any angle. But looking at A-Barn's team, I guess the Poppy has somewhat of an engage angle, but outside of that, I mean, I guess they are kind of their comp is set up well to, I guess, deal with
Yeah.
a heavy engage comp. So that's
Yeah. I mean,
a good point.
Mordekaiser can pull somebody out of the fight. Poppy can just stuff the engage straight up. And Thresh can get a pick with his hook or just reposition the Vayne entirely if she gets a little bit caught out. I think there's a lot of opportunity here. It's something we talk about often with Go Mega comps. And I'm not going to say it's because Abarn is like smooth brained, but the man picks comps that are easy to execute. They tend to play front to back, have a good mix of tankiness and engage, and safety. He's not going to be like a complete death ball comp or a complete scaling comp. He's
Yes.
gonna, he's gonna get a mix. That's what he does. And also something we haven't talked a lot about. Spurgo and Poppy is like for the last 3 seasons been a terror on the Rift. The thing looks good, generally speaking, and I don't know why tonight would be any different.
Right. Yes. Yep. Do we have time to pull someone in? Is there someone available that would like to speak about their opinions on either of these teams? If you want to get pulled in, LOL1 is where we'll find you. If anybody has anything to say about the comps, we'd love to hear it.
Yeah. Feel free to jump in and we'll drag you up. If not now, then we'll get you later on game two. As we work through delay here, it seems like I don't know. So the gambit is live in the chat, everyone. If you'd like to spend your fake internet points, feel free to vote for the pickle packages. I'd love to take your money. Although right now the vote is 7,000 to 6,900, so try not to mess that up too much. Nice, if you know what I'm saying. But yeah, okay, and we are getting into game. It looks like the capture is a little weird right now. As we get the stream fixed up, spectate it looks like is running a little slow. There's never been a problem with the Riot client. Tell me what are we gonna see like early? If you're those junglers, where are you focusing your attention? Because you have a Thresh Vayne lane, and the Vayne is going to do just some like disgusting things late game against all of these tanks. Absolute shred lord. But it's gonna take time to get there, right? So if you're Gragas, where are you focusing your early pressure?
Yeah, I think that Gragas will want to stay focused on bot lane. You don't want Vayne to just have a free lane down there. I
Mhm.
I think that you want to focus just because if Vayne doesn't have any pressure and then Thresh gets to scale some armor into the late game. I mean, I don't think you should just let that lane go unnoticed. Now, of course, you have Leona. She's going to be really aggressive, I'm assuming. So you could capitalize on some good plays with Gragas going down there.
Yeah. I mean, the pick potential between Varus Leona is absolutely insane, right? I mean, Varus hits R, which is not a hard skill to hit, despite how many times TJ missed it last night. Leona gets a guaranteed R, walks up EQ. That's like 5.25 seconds of hard CC, all in all, where you can't move, and it's hard to really live past that, especially with the Varus, or yeah, with the Varus burst that he has with those blight stacks. So I mean, they have the lane to potentially punish in the early mid, but Ryoklu and Tailwhip, just talking about the players, they've been so solid this entire season. I mean, they're a big part of why GM has been so successful.
Yes, I absolutely agree with that. They seem to synergize really well. And I guess that's just another reason why you don't want to let things get too out of hand down there. So focusing on that would be a good place to go. And then, but another thing to consider too is Scion and Mordekaiser as well. Just trying not to let, or because Mordekaiser, it gets a little difficult to gank him after 6 once he has his ult right, because anybody goes up there, he can just ult them, and now the gank is over, and he just gets to 1v1. So maybe some early pressure on the Mordekaiser to just at least something before 6, just to give Scion some breathing room, because Scion appreciates some space to farm and scale some health.
Yeah, I was gonna say, tell me about that matchup. I think it's one you might have played once or twice before.
Yeah, it's Mordekaiser is just, he does one job, and it's hurt anyone that's close to him, and that just seems to be what Scion needs. And a lot of these tanky lane people, you got to get really close to Mordekaiser to do damage to him, but then he just basically starts eating at your health, and he gets unlimited shields and health. Yeah, Mordekaiser is just an oppressive lane enemy as a tanky person like Scion.
Yeah, and as everyone can clearly see, we are now loaded onto the Rift for, as I said, game 1 of week 5, day 2 TCL action. A little 5-stack in a bush, but no true invade. Walking in for a ward, perhaps. 5-point from GM. Pretty classic stuff. Any ward's going to be dropped. Yep, there it is. I think that's, Swiss dropped his ward on the red, so they will be able to spot out where Spurg starts. I don't see any sweepers on the side of Go Mega, so that'll be a clean ward. I'll have a really good idea of what's happening. Backed, got their Oracle lenses. Going to, get here into the game slowly. Shout out Joe on the production tonight. The client's being a beast as always, but he's doing God's work out here.
It does look like we're going to have both junglers start on the bot side of the map, regardless of that ward. Poppy does not seem to care that there is some vision on him right now, and we're just going to get some normal action here.
Yeah, I mean, pretty classic mirrored start here. Both junglers starting on their bot side, so perhaps we see something at the scuttle around 3.5 minutes. Who knows? But beyond that, we're into the most exciting part of any League of Legends game, which is minutes 2 to minutes 3 and pretty classic stuff. Flayed does go down. Swiss gonna keep walking up, get one more auto. Both supports did take the glacial augment, or whatever the inspiration ice thing is called for the rune selection for mastery. I think it's glacial something. I don't remember. I play too much TFT. This isn't.
I would believe you. I would believe you if that's what it's called, because that sounds right to me. But
I mean, it makes sense. Right? You have 280 carries who are both Vayne's not immobile, right? I mean, she can tumble around, but still short range. Varus, no mobility at all, so he's going to be a lot harder, or it helps lock him down, even though the supports do give up some tankiness. Not necessarily something Leona needs, because her W is just a bucket full of stats, but definitely something that will be notable as we get into some bot lane 2v2 scuffs.
Yep. This is what I would expect to see from top lane here. Just Mordekaiser having his way early on. Just his kit is just so nice. I mean, I swear it seems like he has only 3 abilities, but it seems like he has more with his passive and all that.
Passive's definitely something, right? The 3-hit passive that gives you the giant burning cone or whatever. And
right. Yeah.
He just has a lot of opportunities to do damage in his kit.
It seems like Blue on all spectrums of the map are really doing a good job of creating some priority here. I guess not really helping.
Fruge E's in, gets the Q down. Chuck hits the E and pulls them closer to him. Maybe not what he wanted to do. Flashes away from the silent Q. Spurg is here, but takes a lot of damage right off the bat. Fruge's E is going to be coming back up here in like 4 or 5 seconds. W-E flat.
Wow, what a play.
Sion gets the first blood. Q gonna knock up Chuck. Does not have flash right now. Gonna keep the autos. Another Q shield. E gonna pull him right on top of him. Guarantee his death. I think Chuck might have wanted to E backwards there and pull them away from him both times. But with that successful gank from Fruge, first one coming out of the game, first one coming out of the series, and that's a quick 2-0 start for the side of the Pickled packages.
Yeah, that is what you like to see, especially now, because I think you can just ignore the top lane if you're Gragas. I mean, there's really no need to go back up there anymore. I mean, Sion should just be able to have a comfortable lead going into the
And
middle of the
we
game
have
here.
the bot lane. Swiss maybe had gone a bit deep there, not to cut you off. Caridian going for the pressuring Spurg even more. Fruge does have the E, knock up Caridian with the ignite, the final auto, going to knock down Spurg, kind of being bullied out of his own jungle, and Fruge maybe showing a bit of why he gets Gragas banned against him every single game. But you were telling me, Rick, all I have to say to that is you're just the expert at being the starved top laner. You deserve more resources than you get sometimes, is all I'm saying.
Oh, that's okay. But yeah, I think Gragas has had a really good start to this game. I mean, he is having an appearance in multiple places so far.
I mean, yeah, a little trade on the top lane again. Music without having backed after his 2 kills. Still, I mean, not doesn't trade even with Chuck. Chuck comes away with a little under half HP. Music close to dying, but he still has TP. He's gonna back here, spend what, like 1,500 gold. Fruge looking for another gank in the bot lane, takes the blast over, sweeps it in. Swiss,
Oh
great
boy.
timing on that. Cleanse comes out from Yoplu, gonna just go on tail here, gets his flash as well. And at this point, boys, you just walk away. Just walk away. You burnt
Yeah.
every single summoner from the bot lane. Fruge with another really good gank. Gonna wrap around. No ward here. If Ryoklu walks back up, Fruge does not have flash at the moment. But as soon as they walk up at all, oh, Spurg's about to face check right into Fruge. Gets the EWQ. Gonna clear that ward out as well before he walks away. But he's making this one exciting. Spurg
Yeah,
wants
there.
no part of it, I guess.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I mean, it's just, you got your ADC is pretty low. There's really not much that they can do really to push that away. I mean, Gragas is just doing his job at this point.
Nah, yeah, I mean, something I want to see, right, is they know for a fact they just burnt all of those bot lane summoners as we get some spice in the top lane. Chuck walking straight into that queue. Um, yeah, the Vayne doesn't have cleanser flash for like another, what, minute and a half, 2 minutes on the cleanse. I'm not exactly sure what that cooldown is, but do something with it, right? Like,
Absolutely.
let's kill that Vayne, slow her down, because she's farming really well. Up 10 CS right now on Varus. With the wave that's pushing and maybe equalize like 5. So not a ton, but still. I mean, Vayne ahead early, that's what you want to
Yeah.
see. Swiss on a tiny bit of room, just pink out the pixel brush. Just on a mission with his jungler to make life hard for Spurg.
Yeah, I agree though. I do think that with those summoners down, it's a good idea to keep the pressure on the bot side of the map. We do have Dragon up. They have really good vision around the Dragon here. We have control wards almost circling, red control wards almost circling the Drake right now, and it looks like they are
I think
posturing their way over to it.
they're just giving this though, because Spurg is on the invade on the red side Raptors right now, and he just doesn't seem to care that there's a dragon on the map. Which honestly, based on the amount of pressure that the other bot lane has, probably a fine idea, especially because their bot is coming up for reset, and I don't think your bot's back for a minute. And yeah, with that first Drake of the game, gonna go over to the Pickled packages. That's 3 kills, a Drake, and a 1K gold lead in the first 8 minutes here.
Yeah, what a great start for the Pickled packages.
Oh, is there no dive angle here? I mean, Mordekaiser's, they're both, level 7, level 6. Sion less than half HP, I guess. No dive. Just gonna back. Okay.
Scion health could sneak up on you sometimes. You think that he's low, but there's a lot of health snuck up in there.
Yeah, but it's a Mordekaiser. We just talked about how much damage he does.
Yes, yes, that's true.
It's fine. Then they'll go the safe play. Spurg did manage to steal away 2 camps there. Doesn't get the classic Rift Herald trade, but I mean, Fruge taking his Raptors as well. I guess at some point they'll do their own camps. But yeah, Herald is on the map. Next Dragon obviously not spawning for another 4 minutes or so. Mid lane, we haven't seen a ton of action ever since Fruge gifted that kill over to Caridian, which was, again, great play by him, making sure his mid laner does secure that one, get the LeBlanc going. But other than that, bit of a farm fest in terms of those farm leads, fairly even across the board except for top, but that's pretty well balanced out by the 2 kills that Sion has.
Yeah, it's Go Mega has still a team comp that I think scales really well. So you don't want to take your foot off the gas if you're the Pickled packages. I think you really need to keep being aggressive, just to prevent any sort of scaling to really get out of hand.
And here's Bruges with a little bit of aggression right now. Invading on the blue buff. LeBlanc is coming over to assist. Spurge's just gonna run away. Victor trying to mess with him a little bit, but if he walks too close, oh, the E flash, beautifully done. But he does get the gravity field down, stuns him away. Do we have ult? There it is. Fruja's ult. In the bot lane, we completely missed it, but some kills going down. Chuck first on the rotate here isn't going to matter. Spurg just gets the kill, and I think from the bot lane play, it went 2 for 1 for the side of Pickle Packages. So a lot of cross map action there. I think at the end of the day, it's 3 for 3. Yeah, that's right. Jungler mid, ADC support. Oh, maybe 4 for 3. Is that right? I don't know. Somebody in the chat will tell me if I'm wrong. Yeah, 4 for 3. Beautiful. So a lot of stuff happened. No idea what happened, but I'm guessing it was a bit of that combo we called out earlier, right? Wojtek and Swiss with their ults. So much CC, so much lockdown. Wojtek might be overstaying here. We'll see. Leona is back. The flash comes in from Tail Whip. Gonna just hit the Q walkway. He's gonna get flayed back in, but Swiss should be tanky enough to just walk out. He's gonna get condemned against the wall. Not sure why he walked that direction. Goes in back. Ryoklu cleanse, flashes out. Honestly, things could have been worse there, but I won't say that's great. Wojtek definitely overstayed for that last wave, and it did cost his summoner, or it did cost the summoner from his support. On the top side of the map, we go again. Caridian with the lane push is first over to rotate to this Herald. Mordekaiser slightly ahead of Sion here. Victor walking in. Spurg looking around a little bit, but less than half HP. They're pulling it slightly, but this is really difficult because Sion's walking the long way around. They're going to have to give up prio in the pit. No bot laners are on the roam, although Tail might be looking like he's making his way up. Sion coming on the back of this. Let's see if he ults in. What's going to happen here? Chuck a little angled off. Now red side is back in control. The Herald is dropping low. Another Eye Smite is going to get it, but a great ult from Fruge knocks Spurgs in, forces him to flash out. Caridian goes all the way back in, gets knocked into the wall, ease out. Taylor did make it up, going to get knocked up himself, gonna drop, double kill over to the Blanc. What a series of events. Rift Herald absolutely is reset. Swiss going for the dive as well on the backside. I think he just queued a minion, and both of their ults completely missed. Ryoklu with the outplays, gonna get, Wojtek gets the Q off at the last second. That should not have been close. I do want to call out that Swiss Army Knife queued a minion instead of the Vayne, and that's why that dive was hard. Well, that was fun. Okay, fine. Production's telling me she was invisible in alt, and I shouldn't be flaming people. I just want to say that I'm a better Leona than all these players. Also, at some point, Sion died. Not sure how that happened. I'm going to guess that Mordekaiser 1v1'd him. There we go. Tell me about it, Rick.
Yeah, Fresh had an opportunity there, I think, to get a kill on LeBlanc in that fight. He did miss his hook, so that was a little detrimental. But overall, I think that fight and whatever happened bot lane was...
Wait. I want to see the red buff. I don't care about the fight. Show me the red buff. Look at it run.
Oh, wow.
I don't think that's what Spurg was aiming for, but that's a good bit. Oh, and Caridian with the solo kill. Abarn is out of mana. Doesn't let his support get the assist. That's a greedy mid laner. I'm not a fan of that. You should have just let Leona have the kill. Gold's better on her. But, I mean, let's talk about it for a second, right? Caridian is 4-1 on the LeBlanc with, 5.4k gold? He's up over 1,000 gold on Abarn right now, who has not done much this game but farm mid and be late to rotate to plays. With that, the Pickled Packages is taking their second Drake. Does do a weird little reset. Don't know why that happened. Tail looking to make something happen. Blue side does have vision. Get the hook in on Swiss. He W's and walks out. Fruge gets the smite on the dragon, and that is 2 down for TPP. And again, Joa is flaming me for flaming Abarn. Joa, what you have to understand is I don't care about matchups. I care about players. And what I see right now is Caridian is better than Abarn. Prove me wrong.
Yes, LeBlanc and Varus, good start to the game for both of them. Both of them carrying a 300 gold bounty. You have to think, as Go Mega, the play right now is to try to secure one of those bounties. Whatever it takes, really. You don't want these two getting out of hand.
Yeah, I mean, that's true, but you don't want to push it like too hard, right? Because you do have a comp that scales very well. Music might have overstayed. He does have his ult if things get bad. Spurg, no flash. I think, ease to a minion, smites for the slow, but even with that, yeah, Music's just going to walk it out. He will get his tower chunked a little bit here, and they do have the Rift Herald on Mordekaiser that ended up being taken on the backside of one of those plays, so he could see first tower drop. I'm not sure. Mordekaiser's, yeah, there's the Herald. Music with TP. I don't know if he wants. He can use it. There's no dragon for a while. I think it's fine. But nope, decides to walk up instead. Gonna save that TP to potentially respond to a cross map play. That's fine. I'm okay with that. Would you have TP'd there?
I don't think I would have. No, I like saving my TP for. Oh, it
Oh,
looks like we have something.
in on the Mordekaiser, but Fruge and Caridian are in the area as well. Yeah, the Death Realm's out. Music is doing his best to live in there. When he does come, Spurg is rotating up as well, but nope, Death Realm over. Velvety Pigeon going to drop. Caridian is on a rampage. 5-1 on LeBlanc. Spurg sitting in this bush, tracking him a little bit, but not. Oh, just kidding. Right? Okay, so much happening right now. I'll do my best. Thresh gets ulted, queued. Short Q from Wojtek misses. Ryoklu sitting there in Invis, gonna die. I mean, gonna get out just fine without dying. Scuffle in the top goes absolutely nowhere. LeBlanc gets out because she's so slippery. Wojtek's a quiet 3-0 right now, with even CS on the Vayne, who's sitting at 2-2. As we talked about earlier, the Thresh was a bit squishier because he did take the Glacial and didn't go any sort of Guardian or Aftershock, so a bit more prone to getting poked out. Also, this turret's going to drop in one more auto, and after that, we'll see if they go in. Good flay, flash forward, Q secures that. Swiss gonna back off, getting kited to death. No ults up for the bot lane of the Pickled packages, but great job taking the turret and getting the kill despite Tailwhip's best attempt to flay him away.
Yeah, this could not be going any better for the Pickled packages. I mean, the kills are going to the people they need to be going to.
Avon goes on Fruge here, though. Gets ulted back in right into Critty and catches the end of the gravity well. But Music was waiting with a charged up Q right over the wall. That was some, honestly, excellent coordination, except for the part where LeBlanc got caught in the gravity well. I mean, good ult from Fruge, good Q from Music, just anticipating the flash over the wall. That was pretty sick.
Yeah, Vector was just getting thrown around.
Yeah, I mean, we see big item spikes coming through right now, right? Like Vayne probably sitting on some gold, but doesn't have a completed item in her inventory right now. Meanwhile, Varus 4-0 has the Kraken and the Rage Blade, just dummy strong in the rotation. And Music looking like he's gonna drop down to Pigeon, but gets Leonis here gets the ult off Varus to do the damage. Wojtek unstoppable. Drops down Chuck, the Velvety Pigeon himself, and as we were just saying, like Varus is huge right now. With those two items on that spike, enormous. Caridian maybe gonna drop to Ryoklu, and Tail looks like he's gonna dash away. The mirror passive does come out, no kill, and again, I gotta imagine that's just because of the money that hasn't been spent. We're gonna get another fight here. Ryoklu starts her back. Caridian doesn't have enough HP to look. Fruge and Spurg dancing in the jungle like they have been the whole game. And can I get a money check real fast, Mr. Producer, sir? Yeah, I mean, 2,400 in the pocket right now for Vayne. It's okay, you can go back. A-Barn getting caught out mid. This looks like another kill that's going to over to Wojtek. 6-0 right now on the sub ADC for the night. Shieldbow does come out for the Vayne. That's nice. 0-4 on A-Barn, always fun to point out. In the chat, some flame coming out from Fruge. Not going to lie, this isn't even a Sir Aaron diff. I can't tell you if that's true or not. Who knows? Fruge flashes away from the hook. Leona does not get her E in because of the Poppy's steadfast presence. TP coming in from Chuck, going to look to get out here. Silent gets stunned up against the wall. There's nobody with him right now. For some reason, they all went different directions. Spurg doing his best, but Fruge, Wojtek, and Swiss coming back in on this. Spurg dropping solo. Wojtek getting the final kill. Wojtek's not where he wants to be. Flashes out, gets some autos, some light procs onto Chuck. Does really well. Tailwhip himself drops down. A-Barn on the backside is, but can't do much else but zone out. And during the entire thing, Caridian picked off Vayne. Wow, a lot's going on right now, but with that, dragon.
Yeah, this is, I mean, what you're seeing at this point now is there's just not enough damage coming out of Gomega. I mean, they're behind. They almost really need to try to slow the pace of this game down as much as possible. I mean,
so my question for you, Rick: how does one slow the pace of this game down?
It's tough. I mean, at this point, it's kind of hard to do that. I would agree with you. Things are just going really well, and I think that the foot is still on the pedal and the gas is on full go for the pickled packages. I mean, they really shouldn't be letting up. And you're right, the game pretty much can't be slowed down at this point.
Yeah, I mean it's rough, right? I'm just gonna say it's those bounties you called out earlier, and they're looking to pick up one of those. They have 30 seconds to secure this Rift Herald, and they might be okay to do it because there's not a lot of people who are in position to reply. Vayne also picks up mid turret there. They're getting some gold back in their pocket. The gold lead's big, but not egregious. What's scarier is just where that gold is and those item spikes. Like looking at the side, okay, awesome. That's 2 bounties in like 30 seconds. That's really, really useful in getting some of that gold off the board. But LeBlanc is probably like 500 gold from finishing her death cap. As we said, Varus terrifying right now, 8-0. Fruge sitting on that completed Night Harvester. And Sion, he is the tankiest champion in the game, and he's getting the items that make him so.
Yeah, things could not be going better for the pickled packages. I'm surprised that this mid turret is still standing.
Yeah, they've been too busy getting kills to get objectives.
Yeah, it looks like the play for the pickled packages, I think, would be to try to get this mid turret down. There's really not much that it seems Gomega could do to prevent that.
Well, I mean, you have really decent wave clear with the Victor at the very least. What you have to do is make sure you have those flanks warded so LeBlanc doesn't come over the wall with but Bragg is caught out here. He went an AP build, so he's pretty squishy. Gonna fall. The kill does sadly go over to the Poppy, not the Vayne. Meanwhile, LeBlanc almost deleted Vayne right there. That was very close. Good shield from Tail at the last second. As well as, yeah, the Locket pop. Oh, no, that's Shirelia's, not Locket. Never mind. But yeah, I mean, Caridian is just so big. Oh, but does get stunned up, CC'd, barely avoids that hook. I don't even know if he would have died there. I'm not sure Abraham was close enough to the damage. But Velvety Pigeon hammering away, trying to pick another bounty for them bot lane. I mean, we were talking about how well things work. Oh, Sion gets hit by the hook, gonna walk out. Swiss coming back in. They'll push the lane. As you said, the mid turret did drop. Ryoklu is back after her back. Caridian sitting off of that flank. He's gonna be looking for that Vayne. Flash out there from Sion, making sure he's safe. But still, Caridian terrifying right now. The only issue is people can stop, and I guess Caridian says that's fine. I will just go on to Tail. Alt knockup. Tail drops down, does get his ult off. Caridian with another one sitting over the wall again. Wojtek with the ult narrowly misses Spurg. Nice little field goal right there. And now we have 5 groups. Meanwhile, Chuck did get the tower in the bot lane, some gold back over, but at the end of the day, that is another kill over to the side of TPP.
Yeah, you really start to see the benefit from getting that LeBlanc really far ahead. I mean, she can just pretty much delete Vayne or Thresh whenever she pleases. I mean, and obviously the most important being deleting Vayne.
Got some more action, but just a little Fruge trading to some Spurg. Both of them do some damage, but not to each other. Going to be fighting around this next Drake that's spawning here. Shortly, secure the crab, get the vision down. Chuck really far forward right now. How much damage is going to go down? He does ult Fruge. They're fighting the Death Realm right now. Red's got to make sure that they stay control of the area, so when it comes out, they don't die. Poppy ults out LeBlanc. She's so far away from this fight. Sion's nowhere near it. Swiss Army's going to go down. Dies for the sins of his teammate. LeBlanc just now back in this, completely off vision right now, might be able to do something. We'll see. Goes in, tries to lead Spur, knocks him back, misses the wall. Great hook from Tail Whip, going to get the shutdown, does go over to Tail, which is not ideal, but at this point, you take what you can get. Dragon spawning in less than a minute here. Not sure what the death timers are looking like, but we're seeing some signs of life from Gomega, despite being down, what was 15 kills a second ago.
Yeah, that was a very good hook by Thresh. I mean, he really found LeBlanc there. Very impressive hook by him.
Yeah, I mean, good job getting secured. The shame is that he went in and flayed and stole the kill on LeBlanc, but at this point, I think it's just like a kill's a kill. We take what we can get. We're not going to complain. Okay, so where are we at right now? LeBlanc, 7 seconds on a respawn timer. Dragon is spawning right now. You need to secure this. They got Hextech Soul on the board, which is so much more useful than Cloud Soul, which is all we were getting last night. Not saying that's why we lost, but RNG wasn't on our side. And with that, another bounty is claimed. The gold gap that was 6K a couple minutes ago has shrunk to a little under 3. So that's not nearly what it was. Also, looking at item spikes, I mean, okay, they're setting up a bit of a Death Brush play, which is awesome. Death Brush is my favorite game to play in League of Legends. It's like a little mini game. Avarn does spot out Caridian, going to get the spell shield off, not a ton of damage. Scion ulting in, very split fight we have right now. Scion ult down, nothing came of that one. Vayne, meanwhile, taking the wolves. I like it. Farm is important. Baron going to be started up by the side of the pickled packages. Spurg off to the side, might be looking for a steal. Tails hook misses, can't get that good twice in a row. Abarn just walking forward. Swiss doesn't quite hit his ult, gets close. Ryoklu does get the kill onto Swiss, but gets flashed on by Gragas. Swiss follows it up, getting kited out. Great. Oh, Gragas ult catches her out on the top side of the fight. Tail and Spurg doing their best to fend off Wojtek, but if he can free Otto, he is going to kill everything. Great knockup by Music there at the end. Spurg does flash out, get away. Abarn kiting out the best he can. TP coming back in from Chuck. Not sure where he was for this fight, but he's here now, and that's what matters. They're going to walk back to that Baron, see what they can do. Chuck pushing out mid, then going to walk over himself. They still have the pink ward, so they know what's happening. Wojtek going to heal back up. On the end of that, that's a 2 for 2, I guess, but the problem is the Wojtek right now. The man has a million kills. Abarn back to TP in, scaring them off the Baron. That's going to reset. They'll get to retake a bit of vision control here, and that is the Baron play for now. Wojtek, 3 items, going to back, probably get Hex Drinker, I would guess. That makes sense with that cloak. Or, oh no, QSS stuff for the Mordekaiser. Or, yeah. QSS or a pickaxe, sure, whatever. Make me look stupid on cast. That's real nice, Wojtek. But wow, exciting stuff.
Yeah, that well, and Mordekaiser actually got caught before that fight started, and that's why he came in so late.
Okay. I missed. Yeah.
But yeah, that was a very aggressive Baron play by the pickled packages, but it almost worked out. But we ended up with that fight, and the trade seemed pretty even.
Yeah. I mean, it's how do we kill Wojtek in these fights? Because he's really, I mean, Caridian fed, Fruge does a lot of damage, Music and possibly tanky, but Wojtek is doing so much. Tailwhip misses the hook onto Voy there, getting zoned out super hard. Spurg up at the top, running around, do what he wants. Second hook hits onto the Scion. Really annoying. Vayne tickling just a little bit. Spurg ults 2 out of the fight. This is suddenly 3v5. Never mind, they're going to fall back, reunite with their fellows, and we're back to a 5v5 standoff mid lane, NA Ram style.
Yeah, they just keep trying to start that Baron over there, and it's just not really doing anything. I mean, I know they're trying to force something, but it ends up being them getting poked their health down, and right now their health is much lower than Go Mega.
Yeah, I mean, you just if I'm the side of Go Mega, it's got to be track where LeBlanc is. Caridian's doing a really good job right now getting angles and looking for those plays out of vision. And if Ryoklu dies, this game becomes a lot harder trying to kill Music, Fruge, and Swiss. So it's just make sure you track Caridian. Don't let Ryoklu get caught out. Ryoklu, don't get caught out. Because right now, sitting at a 3-item Vayne, 213 farm, she's pretty big. She definitely does the damage if she gets that Rage Blade stacked up. Lethal tempo going. Like, she's going to shred through these people if she gets the chance.
Yeah, I agree. I wonder if it would be too unconventional for a spell shield, Edge of Night maybe for Vayne, just to pretty much eliminate LeBlanc's ability to delete her. We already see a spell shield on Victor.
It's an option. I'm not like up to date on the most recent ADC builds. I don't play champions that require skill, except for Rakan, the best champion in the game, and Rammus, the second best champion in the game. But beyond those, I have no idea what ADCs build. I wouldn't be surprised to see something more like a Mercurial Scimitar, which also comes with some magic resist. Tail hook goes wide, misses. Abarn get a lantern out, still has a spell shield intact. But yeah, I mean, the Mercurial has magic resist on it, a bit of lifesteal as well if they haven't changed it too much. Also has the AD and the QSS effect, which is really useful against Leona to go along with the cleanse. You can't have 2 cleanses.
Yeah, I do agree. The QSS from the Mercurial would be helpful here too.
Also, but I mean, let's be honest. It's the current ADC meta. I think you just go GA and you don't really give it darn. Oh, tail up with a good hook on Caridian, gets him chunked down. Oh, Ryoklu flashes over the wall, gets the condemn into the old turret, gets the kill. Oh my goodness, this is the Ryoklu that has been just smurfing on the entire TCL all season. With that, GM has the 5v4. They're gonna be looking to get this dragon. Guys, stop looking for the angles. Just front to back this crap. Let Vayne do her thing and use your numbers advantage. What is going on right now? Music gonna get picked off. Leona all misses everything. Ults up. Music dropping down. Pigeon real big in the front here. Gets the hourglass off. Tail good hook onto the back line. Gets in the middle. Dies before he can ult or flay. Not sure was on cooldown there. Ryoklu still auto away. Fruge comes back in. Wojtek gets low. Does get out though. On the backside of the Swiss finally falls. With that, you have 4 people. Wojtek looking to get away. Vayne almost one more tumble. One more tumble. No. Oh, wait. Wojtek? Ryoklu? I don't know what's going on. Oh, he's looking. Oh. The ADCs are dancing with each other while the dragon gets taken. But on the backside of that, Crittian is coming from base. Wojtek's going to back with literally no HP while Ryoklu lifesteals. Tumble into the bush. Oh, no, wrong way. Somebody's going to watch the replay and be really sad that Wojtek didn't die there.
I'm surprised that Vayne didn't go for the challenge, but maybe she was concerned of a Q coming out.
Wait, that's so funny. I thought the
Oh
spell
my
still
gosh.
coming up in the last second there was going to save Abarn's life, but it does not. Crittian just gets that pick off, just barely. And Ryoklu is autoing the dragon right now, early Baron, which is really interesting, seeing the added numbers disadvantage, and the entire team is running straight at you. But it's fine, they're out. Oh, and Chuck gets picked up by Crittian as well, flashes out. He's in the wrong direction again. Not going to say there's a counter on that, but does end up dying. With that 2-minute advantage, this is the Baron play that the Pickled packages have been looking for the past 10 minutes. If I'm Tailwhip, Spurg, and Ryoklu, I'm kind of nowhere near this, because if you die right now with the amount of time on the Baron or on the death timers, you're gonna lose a lot more than you want. Alt comes, does knock one away, not the one you needed though. Baron pretty slow right now. Ryoklu is running from base, but Victor just spawned. Doesn't look like he's gonna TP in. Has it available. Baron down to 1k. Yep, smited away. Easy stuff. There's the pickup that you wanted, the fight that you finally were able to take. And now you have the Baron. You got to show that you can do something with it.
Yeah, LeBlanc quietly making some pretty crucial catches there, getting the victor in the Dragon Pit. That was probably a mistake by Abarn. Should not have been there. I'm assuming he should have walked out of the pit to recall. That was not safe. And then Mordekaiser, I don't know what he was doing there either, but somehow he gets...
Back on the pink board? Not going to clear that? Okay, cool. Interesting. Maybe this is why... Oh, okay, never mind. I was going to flame Ryoklu's vision score because she's been known to have vision scores in the single digits after 30-minute games, but she's on par right now. She's doing all right.
She must have got a lesson from Abarn. He gives some good lessons.
Yeah.
He's a teacher.
He likes to talk, that's for sure. TP coming in. I can't super tell. Shield Glow does get popped. Vayne didn't get a chance to move there for like 10 minutes. Kill goes over to Leona. Crittian coming in to clean up. With these deaths, if they can stay alive, Death Realm down. Gonna be chasing down the Silence. See if you can knock him off. Spurg being chased off by the rest of the team. Comes out of the realm. Does manage to get the double kill. Chuck popping off right now on the Mordekaiser. Gonna be CC'd up. Ooh, Spurg knocks one. Chuck, you gotta pull him the other direction. I'm pretty sure that's basic Mordekaiser stuff.
Those Baron minions were low-key very crucial for that fight because the Baron minions were taking out that turret while everyone else was fighting.
Yeah, they helped a lot. I'm just mad at Chuck because I really feel like he needs to eat the other direction. Tailwhip, Shirelia's in right now, misses the hook. Nothing going to happen. EW away from the Gragas and the LeBlanc, and the play will end without an inhibitor being taken, which sometimes is what you want, just to make sure the other team doesn't just get waves of free gold poured into their base. But at this point in the game, you definitely want to be taking that just so you can have the pressure on the map. Okay, so we have mid cracked open, no inhibited down. Baron probably has like a third of its time left. Gonna get your one last speedy recall off. And then we will start posturing around Dragon Pit for the next minute and 45 seconds. How do you play this one?
Yeah, this is a very important fight for both sides of this team right now, or both sides of the game. This is going to be interesting here. I really don't think that if you're the Pickled packages, you want to see this dragon go over to Go Mega. So whatever it takes. I mean,
yeah, getting reverse swept from the dragons definitely as it feels bad. Oh, Crittian looking to do something on Abarn, doesn't even get a spell shield there. Not sure how that interaction worked. But, I mean, Go Mega has scaled pretty darn well by now. Also, to call it out, Vayne ignored all of our musings about what she might build and just built a Force of Nature. She
That
said,
is
"You know what?
interesting.
I'll take the move speed. I'll take the MR. I have enough damage with my silver bolts. We'll be fine." Swiss looking for the pickoff onto Avarn. Doesn't get any Fruge over the wall though. Avarn's positioning pretty aggressively right now for his team not being in the vicinity. Is finally on 3 items himself, so going to be doing some damage. There's one of my favorite parts about Thresh, which is just the insta repositioning. They can pull your carries in the wrong spot back into where they're supposed to be. Right now, the only problem, although Go Mega does have Prio on mid lane, is that Vayne is nowhere near them, which they really need to be grouped up right now before they push up. Because how is Vayne going to get to this fight? She's going to have to walk through everybody. Right now, it's 4v5, and your ADC's not anywhere near. Chuck having to. Oh, missed ult by the um, Wojtek. Kills coming through. Chuck does die. Hook onto Caridian, goes all the way in, follows it, but does die on the back of it. Ryoklu doing her best to cut around this fight. Avar having to flash away, does knock down Fruge. Spurg finally shuts down Wojtek on the back. This is Ryoklu's fight to win if she can stay alive. Get those autos down. Swiss flashes forward, gets the knockup. Jazz doesn't get his Q knockup. Kills, music drops. Spurg on top of Caridian, going for the kill, killing just all the carries right into the Vayne, who just popped off. Triple kill on the back of that fight. And wow, what a showing from Ryoklu today. That was messy. That was hideous. That was a decisive team fight win for the side of Go Mega, who nobody can doubt have scaled very well into this game.
Yeah, that was excellent positioning by Ryoklu. I mean, she was nowhere near Varus, and she didn't need to be because the rest of her team took care of the Varus, and she
Oh,
just
she
had to
did.
take care of who
She
was
needed
left.
to be there. She saved that fight with good kiting. That was ugly. Ugly from the side of Go Mega. Spurg and Vayne saved that entire thing.
Yeah, I mean, at this point now, it's getting a little scary. I mean, our gold lead has pretty much diminished. The dragons have evened out, and Vayne is being Vayne at this point.
Yeah, I mean, Vayne's huge. She's up gold on the Varus, who just died for the first time this entire game, who's at 4 items in a QSS himself. Slightly up. I mean, with that armor, I have to imagine Vayne's just going GA last item. But I mean, beyond that, you have Mordekaiser, who's 3 item, and just across the board, the spikes are in. The team comps are coming down. When it comes down to it, it's about that team fight. And as much as I hate to compliment the commissioner, the commie that he is, Abarn knows how to team fight, knows how to call it, and knows how to build a team that can do it with him.
Yeah, he really knows how to basically chill his team out when things get out of hand and say, this game is winnable, and all we need to do is, slow it down and get to a point 37 minutes into the game, 40 minutes into the game, where it doesn't even matter how big of a lead you got in the beginning.
Yeah, I mean, Mordekaiser, almost level 16 himself, falling a little bit behind Ryoklu on an angle here, out of vision, some posturing around this control ward. Caridian level 18, by the way, just calling that a casual 2 levels ahead of anybody else in the game. Absolutely enormous on this LeBlanc the entire time. Does spot out the Vayne in the mid lane. Wojtek gonna push that wave right back into them. Pickled Packages has the inside lane on Baron, but there's no way you can start this without some sort of pressure from the side. Okay, I lied. You can just 2-man it while the rest of your team zones off. That makes perfect sense. Sure, just make it stupid.
It's gonna
It's gonna go down real fast with how fed Wojtek is. It's almost gone. Swiss does go in to try to buy some time. He's going to die for this. Red team does get the kill. Caridian actually secures himself. Ryoklu with another kill. Tail missing that hook. Right now, Velvety Pigeon looking to just get his ult down on somebody so he can buy some time. Doesn't quite manage to get it off. Red team does end up picking Baron. All that it costs is Swiss. Spur doesn't quite get the stop off. They're very, very, very close. Yeah, I mean, another kill onto Vayne for the Baron. I think you definitely take that trade. Well done by Swiss by going in and buying enough time.
Yeah, that was a great play by him to slow down that collapse because it would have been bad if they got there. I don't think that would have looked good for the pickled packages if it wasn't for that play by Swiss.
Yeah, I think if they're able to take an actual full 5v5 there, that's probably game for the side of Go Mega.
Yes.
Okay, so how long on this dragon? 2 minutes and 30 seconds ish. Obviously, next point of soul. Oh, tail whip straight into the.
Whoa.
Not what you wanted to see. Chuck also in a bit of a weird spot himself. Those hex gates are great, especially when they deliver you right to the enemy. Ceridian gonna go on Chuck. Does get the ult down. I think he's ulted. No, he's not. Just kidding. Music ults in. Oh, that's a weird stopwatch, but or hourglass. That's okay. Those death timers are. That's 50 seconds on Chuck, which doesn't necessarily guarantee soul by any mean. I think we still have over a minute on that, but does mean that this Baron push is going to shred your base. You guys got to get back and defend right away. They're pushing straight through that inhib, and Music is bashing away on the bot side. Spurg's in a really weird spot here because you just need to be defending. Buy some time for the rest of your team to respawn. How do you walk around here? Knocks 2 out. Swiss gets the E in right away. Spurg dropping really low, but his team is walking up. Ryoklu doing a lot of damage here. Drops down the Leona. Fruge is going next. Tries to flash away. Not enough. Gets the hourglass down. Wojtek misses the ult again. Tailwhip flashes forward. Misses the Q. With that, Spurg's running real speedy. And again, we see Ryoklu making big plays for the team. Good ult there by Spurg to give them the numbers advantage, though.
Yeah, they ended up, the pickled packages ended up in a really weird place. They were behind a wall, sitting in Gomega's base, and Vayne was just able to pin, I think it was Swiss Army cabinet to the wall, and at that point there was just nothing they could do.
Yeah, I'm gonna apologize to Spurg. I was making fun of his positioning, but he was right. I was wrong. I learned my lesson. Do want to call out Vayne's last item. That's a Gargoyle Stone Plate. Her entire job is just not dying. Good hourglass by Ceridian to stay alive there. Spurg just dropped down. That means no jungler for this next fight. Music's ulting in without his team there. Good hook by Tail. That's what I want to see. Gravity well. He is absolutely going to die eventually, right? I mean, so tanky. Shutdown does go over to the Mordekaiser from the Scion. There's the E backwards, Chuck. I knew you could do it. Ceridian comes in, gets some damage on, gets out real clean. Ryoklu taking whatever she wants from wherever she wants right now. Hextech Drake is spawned right now. Music dead for another 45. Spurg dead for 30. Ceridian taking out Tailwhip does drop down. Abarn throws the gravity well. But, I mean, Fruge is going to be here to smite it if it doesn't go down real fast. Okay, blue team gets the soul, but is it going to matter if they get wiped here? That's going to be game. Ryoklu in the pit right now, not where she wants to do. Really good condemn away. Abarn coming around, trying to buy some time so Ryoklu doesn't get blown up again. Kiting around this entire fight, drops down Wojtek, avoids the last E. Gonna go forward. This Vayne, insane. Gets the gargoyle proc, pops it out. Everyone just doing their best to kill her. The lifesteal coming through oh so slow. Abarn finally here to help, doing something useful. Great job by him. I don't even know what's happening. Fruge goes back in, dies as well. Abarn does not know where Ceridian. Ceridian's going to run back a little more. At the end of that, Soul goes over to Go Mega and 4 kills as well. 3 kills because Music had respawned in the middle of all of that. So 3 for 3, but Soul to the side of Go Mega.
Wow, Vayne is just so slippery. I swear, it's almost impossible to get any sort of skill shot landed on her because she's just, her positioning, her movement is just superior.
There's not another ADC in this league who would have won that fight, I think. And if you tell me there is, then I don't believe you and you're biased. That was just insane play from Ryoklu. Very well done.
There was some life for the pickled packages. They had caught out 2 people, but they should have maybe used that advantage to set up a dragon play, but instead they ended up getting caught themselves and allowing Go Mega to have a pretty easy soul take on that Drake.
Yeah, I mean, Tailwhip, Spurg just walking right by Critting there. Pretty good stuff. Tailwhip looking to get some vision set up. Baron not spawning for a hot sec, but I mean, with 4 Hextech Dragons and the Soul, obviously, that's a lot of slowing and damages when you get those autos off. At this point, gold lead doesn't really matter. I mean, we're 43 minutes into the game. Definitely not like longest TCL game all time, but I feel like this has got to be one of the longest ones this season. Neither of these teams is really getting the edge they need to close out. Yeah, I mean, we got Chuck split pushing the top. Ceridian just, again, looking for those angles like he has been all game. I would imagine Chuck does have TPF. Spurg on the wrong side of where he wants to be. Gonna blast cone straight up, which is really weird. Gonna have to ult the Music. Great buffer with his ult. Ults away. Spurg just completely caught right now. Tail tried to get the lantern over to him. Definitely didn't happen. Right now, the 2 members are completely cut off. If they die here, that's gonna be game, or pretty close to it. Critting gets out with a sliver of HP. Abarn going to die. Multiple ults coming through to secure that. Meanwhile, Mordekaiser and Vayne pushing in the mid lane. If this turns into a base race, I'm not sure who wins it, but those death timers right now, just what do we got, like 40, 50 seconds on each of them? Yeah, I was going to say, you can't really base race this. They only have to send back one, and that's it. Yeah, 40, 20, 30 seconds until the people are back up. Wojtek, full build, going to be shredding those turrets with his attack speed. Velvety Pigeon did not get his back off, so it's just Ryoklu defending right now. Tailwhip not up for another 15 seconds. Spurred for 19. Going to be pretty tough. Caridian in making it impossible for Velvety Pigeon to back. He's just gonna have to keep running away. Vayne doing her best to solo defend right now. Tail's gonna be up in a matter of seconds. Wojtek misses the ult, doing her best to kite around, but they can kind of just ignore it. Wojtek almost dying again. The Vayne just outplaying everybody. One hit. Tail up trying to get the autos off. The lifesteal coming through. Good hook. Poppy shuts him down. Ryoklu still alive. Velvety Pigeon finally gets in. Ults down on Fruge. He's gonna die. Death timer is completely flipped around. Oh my! Can you say like ADC diff any harder? Not that Ryoklu's playing bad, but or sorry, not that Wojtek's playing bad, but Ryoklu is just outplaying them at literally every single turn.
That was a 4v1 for a few moments there, and it didn't seem to be a she didn't seem to be scared of it at all. She was welcoming the challenge.
She almost killed Wojtek 4v1. Like, she was one auto off, and then the rest of the team showed up. Like, that was insane. And, I mean, with those death timers, it's just the Swiss and Caridian left alive. You have your damage here. Yeah, I mean, this is going to be game. Just get somebody in there tanking, hit those turrets. They're going to go down so fast. Caridian gets knocked down again. And after a, 45-minute brawl, we're going to call this one for Go Mega. This is just crazy. Okay, Caridian making a last just attempt, does drop. Swiss gonna die too. Let's pump those deaths up. Wojtek back in. Is he gonna? Oh, he finally gets the kill on Roku, but there it is. The ending of that game. What a banger we have started off on. I'm gonna just hammer it home one more time. That was just some incredible EDC play from Ryoklu on the Vayne.
Yeah, there's really not much more to be said about that. That was just incredible by her. I mean, that last you have to be really confident to go in there and challenge them 4v1 on that final base push there.
Yeah. I mean, you have
I,
no other option. You just have to make the play, and you did. I mean, Abarn lost lane, but by 30 minutes, he was able to do something to help his team out, which was super great. Can we go back to the stat screen real fast? Thank you. Just want to look at some kill counts and stuff. Yeah, I mean, Wojtek had a great game. Like, there's no taking that away from him. The man was like 12-0 at one point on the Varus. It's just the amount that Vayne was able to kite around those fights and dodge all of those skill shots. Just incredible stuff from Ryoklu. Really, really awesome. Great to see. I think Tailwhip was moderately impactful on the Thresh. Definitely not his most impressive champion, but had some key hooks there. But yeah, all in all, a amazing 45-minute win in game one for Go Mega. Any last thoughts before we send it to break?
Yeah, hindsight in that last fight there, I mean, you have to think that the best play was just to go into the base and try to win that game. But Baron was spawning at the time. I wonder if they could have been a little bit safer with it. But man, you got to think you should be able to close that game out one
I mean,
versus four against the Vayne.
they were just looking for their chance, right? They were
Yeah.
scared. They'd had all their options, but we'll talk about it some more when we come back. Nobody go anywhere. That is merely game one of our latest TCL series, and we will be right back.
chemically brought down on its knees. With every breath that I breathe, clenched fists and gritting teeth. Tonight the energy flowing in me is waiting for release. Thunder beneath my feet, I sight you on my until the darkness falls, and I lose control. I feel it in my bones, a sparkle in a spell, the shadows. Can I fight the way before me? Coursing through my
Welcome back, everybody, to the series that we have going on right now. It is Go Mega, the #1 seed, versus the Pickled Packages, the 6th seed, in their final game of the TCL regular season, right before we head off into playoffs next week. Currently, we are sitting at a 1-0 series out of the 2 games necessary to get the dub. I am technically joined on the cast by my man, microscopic, very small, tiny, infinitesimal Rick, who is AFK for the second. Oh, is that Joa joining me on the cast? Wow, Joa doing the production and the casting. He is just the most talented person I've ever met in my entire life. Well, it's great. Okay, that's what I thought. Yeah, no, it's all good. Don't worry about it. I'll just cast by myself. I'm cool with that. So as we get into this, honestly, Joe, just tell them to run the lobby. We'll do this thing. I can do this solo. Uh, it's fine. It really don't worry about it. I can talk to myself all. Is that Rick? Is that our boy Rick? I don't even know. But hopefully Caridian's back here in a second. We're buying time anyway. Caridian's entire laptop decided to break. So it's all good. We'll get this going here in a second. Please bear with us as we fix production, make sure that everything's going okay. Oh, Rick's back. How you doing, buddy?
Hi, sorry about that. I
No worries, pal. We were just waiting for Caridian to get back online anyway. All good. So, what are you thinking about the game one and thoughts going to the game two? What do we need to switch up to see some change in outcome?
yeah, wow. I thought that that game was going to go a little differently. The way that it started. I mean, you had the LeBlanc. I think that's all you really needed to take care of that vein, but it just didn't seem like uh we were able to do that. I'm not sure why, but it just seemed like Ceridian wasn't able to ever get on top of Ryoklu.
Yeah, I mean, if I'm pickled packages there, I'm looking at that and saying, we did so much right. Like Fruge, intense amount of pressure early on the Gragas. Like we see why everything's banned against him all of the time. Absolutely insane ganks. Got a just again, yeah, so much pressure off. Ryoku just
Yeah,
outplayed. I don't know if
yeah.
there's anything else to it. She just outplayed them in the team fights. Like you don't have to change anything up. You just have to like kill the vein earlier next time and you'll be okay.
Yeah, she was slippery. I wonder if they're gonna do the same or take the same angle. Knowing Abarn and the way that he operates, if he gets a 1 game lead in a 3 game series, game two, the champ select usually gets shooken up a little bit. I'd like to see that happen today. I want to see something unique coming out of Gomega for this game too. They should be feeling a little comfortable here. I'd like to see.
Give me your most wild team comp that you want to see out of Go Mega. Your deepest desire.
Well, first of all, I had recommended some champions to Abarn to play. Is he going to listen to me? Probably not. But I told him that I wanted to see him play Viger or Twisted Fate. And
Those aren't A-Barn champions.
Viger actually used to be an Abarn champion back when he first started playing the game. But you're right. He doesn't play either of those champions, which is exactly why I want to see him try to play them.
Okay. So that's what we want to see out of A Barn. What about the bot lane? What's the spiciest thing you'd put Ryoklu and Tail on?
I don't know how. I haven't really seen much of Ryoklu's champ pool. She seems to narrow down her pool to
They
a few.
lane ADCs really, really well.
What
That-
if we did like a Sivir? I'd just like to see Sivir
But
come out.
so boring. Server's like the most boring ADC behind, I don't know, Ezreal.
Really, you think Ezreal's boring? I think he's kind of fun.
Well, let me clarify something for you, Rick. The way I rate ADCs is how easily can I engage on them in lane.
Okay.
Which is why I don't like Sivir and Ezreal, because my champ pool, as I think everybody in the world knows by now, are things that go one direction, and that direction is in. So, things that make that hard, like spell shields, no fun for me. Rudy, no like.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, of course, I'd always like to see a Sona in TCL. You don't really get to see a lot of them, but Sona on or Tail Whip taking Sona, Ryoklu taking Seraphine. Now that would be fun to see.
Hit the musical bot lane. Well, I mean, fun fact: Sona's never been picked in TCL, so that would be the first Sona we've ever seen. I think we're down to, and Spirit can correct me in the chat or somebody else. It's Sona and Cassante, I believe, are the only two left unpicked at this point. I think that's right because we got the Kennen play out of Autopsy a couple weeks ago, and then we got the Shyvana play out of my man Bunny Remix last night in our Game 2 dub over whatever the team is that we beat last night. I think the Riot HR department. Oh, and Master Yi, thank you, Bush League, for yelling at me in the chat. Much appreciated. Continue to type that, boys. I'll get it eventually. Yeah, there you go. Good job. Good job.
Yes, I mean, now that would be something that I'd love to see, some Master Yi or even like a Tryndamere, just something that you just don't normally see. Any sort of split push comp in general would be fun to see because you just don't see it that much in TCL.
Who was it? There was a mid laner two seasons back, I think, who played a lot of Tryndamere. Vrail. Vrail played a few Tryndamere games and just completely stomped them because nobody in the TCL knew how to deal with it. And the man just told his team when to push and when to back up, because that's the hard part about a split push
Yeah.
composition. One that's built around that is you have to know how to play it. We
hmm
talked about it at the beginning of last game, the ease of execution for the side of Omega, but like split pushing, you need to. It's not quite as easy.
Yeah, I was actually on Vrail's team during those games, and I did have a lot of fun playing with that. That was funny. Yeah, and then so yeah, as far as the pickled packages, what would I like to see from them this game? Maybe LeBlanc just isn't good enough right now. Am I crazy for saying that?
I think you are correct for saying that. I do not think there was anything wrong with what Caridian did there. I think he played very well. And again, it's just Real Clue played better, and it kind of came down to that. She also built two very tanky items. I mean, the
Yeah,
force feature for the MRs and the Gargoyle Stone Plate for the huge shield, like that, along with Shield Bow. How do you kill that vein without like everything hitting? And she was dodging literally everything.
yeah, yeah, yeah. You wonder if that was a good enough performance to where Vayne might get banned in this next game. But I mean, who are you getting rid of? I mean, you don't want to see Ryoklu on Ezreal either, and probably not Jinx. So, I mean, do we see 3 bans going to Ryoklu in this next champion select?
Nah, I doubt it. I don't think they're gonna ban the vein, but I also don't think Roku's gonna play it again. It was awesome, but I don't know. She doesn't strike me as that person just like play the exact same comp over and over. Because who would ever do that, right? Oh wait, that's right. Riot HR department last night decided to be super boring. London's the only one on that team with any imagination, including my boy Joe. Also, in the chat, Bush League says that Vrail wasn't actually shot calling; he just yelled chaos the entire time. Is that true? Is that what happened?
No. Sure. Yeah, we'll go with that. I mean,
I want the
that pretty
truth.
much
What
sums it up.
actually happened?
I wouldn't say that he was shot calling per se, but I think just we all kind of just watched what he was doing and knew kind of, we synergized amongst ourselves watching him do what he was doing.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I respect it.
But there was a few games where, yeah, you're right. He would get really strong, and then at that point, a strong Tryndamere is hard to kill, especially in a 1v1 situation.
Yeah. Chaos it is. And I remember some of those games were quite difficult for the other teams to play. Okay, I think we're finally getting going here. Crittian's entire internet wanted to just completely shit the bed, but it looks like he might be getting back on, which means we'll get into lobby. If we're not, I'll make up a story and I'll tell you guys what's happening in my life right now. But hopefully you guys don't have to be put through that. Okay, so Rick, tell me how's life now that tax season's over?
Things are better, I would say.
Yeah,
I think
work
that this
life?
time of year, it is nice that tax season's over, but I think just the idea of summer being here is a little bit more exciting. As crazy as that sounds, but
Oh my
I
goodness.
I I'm the Michigan weather, I've had enough of it, and I'd like some summer days.
Dude, I get it. I'm literally across the lake over here in Wisconsin, and we had snow, what, like 2 weeks ago? It's ridiculous.
It was actually snowing today in Lansing, a little bit on and off,
Really?
believe it or not.
Wow.
Yep.
I think we
This
were like hovering around freezing, but it hasn't snowed for about 2 weeks. But also, well, no, it's not like a week ago. 2 weeks ago, it was 85 degrees. It's
Yep.
just crazy.
Yeah.
Gotta love the Midwest, baby. Oh wait, no, I lied. It snowed on Saturday. It snowed and then was really sunny, then rained, and then was like a perfect summer day. We had all four seasons in one day. It snowed
Yeah.
Saturday.
I mean, that's pretty much what happened in Michigan today because it snowed and then the sun came out and then it snowed again.
Yeah,
Um,
I was at a friend's house pre-gaming because we were gonna go out. And I looked out one window and it was snowing. Looked at the other, it was a perfect, beautiful blue sky. But what can you do about it? Absolutely nothing. Caridian finally in the lobby. We'll see if the team can get in their positions. Probably not because they're dumb and they're annoying me because we're not going yet. But any second now, we'll load into the game. In the meantime, you guys want to see my scar on my leg from my Achilles surgery?
yeah, how's that healing?
I'm just kidding. First off, I was kidding about showing you my scar because I can't get my leg that high. Obvious joke. But I have my first PT appointment tomorrow, which is really exciting. Hopefully, I'll get to start weight bearing, which is great. Okay, thank God I don't have to keep talking about myself. Everyone knows I talk about myself. We are into pick band for game 2 of week 5 and day 2 TCL season. What season is it, Rick? 7?
Season 7?
Cool, season 7. Nice, you got it right. Lit. Okay. Fans coming through. There's the Thresh band that we all expected because this time they don't have first pick to take it away from Swiss. The side select was switched up here quite clearly. Seraphine still taken off the table. Makes a lot of sense. Tail whip, terrifying champion, stupidly scary. Makes sense. We'll love to see it.
Yeah, I gotta tell you, I'm excited for this champion select. I hope that we get to see something cool happen today,
The
something
Gragas
unique.
band, God, yeah, I mean that makes so much sense. Fruge was a menace on the Gragas. A lot of great plays. I'm curious about the Caitlyn ban. I mean, Caitlyn's always an impressive laner. She has a bit of a trough in the middle of the game, like really good early, really good late with full items, but I feel like she doesn't do as well with 2 items as some other ADCs in terms of just mid game fight skirmishing and objective control, but it doesn't matter. Maybe Wojtek's just a smurf on her. Who knows? First ban gonna be coming out. Maokai snatched up for Fruge or Music, potentially a flex. Worst case scenario could also go to Swiss Army Cabinet. I think this is the team that did the wacky stuff with the Azir support, right?
Was that this
Yeah,
season?
yeah, no, Azir support I think was Swiss earlier this season. I could be
Oh
wrong.
wow.
Somebody yell at me in chat if I am. But they're down to play whatever. Also, Rakan, best champion in the game, most fun character ever designed, picked up for Tail Whip. We'll see if he can do half as well as I can. It'll probably look pretty good. Zaya matching up with him. That's just such a strong, safe, fun, aggressive, amazing, perfect lane.
Yeah, I can't agree more. I'm kind of surprised they went that way, but I mean,
Ooh,
like you
Lucian
said, you
Nami.
can't go wrong.
Lucian Nami coming out right here. A little Nami action from the Swiss. It's got to be some sort of enchanter. I heard Milio's pretty good with the
Yes,
Lucian.
Lucian Milio would be fun to see.
No,
Uh,
it's classic. Just the classic. I'm okay with that.
Yeah,
when you
that's
go ahead.
go. I was gonna say that's kind of back. I think they're going with the same play style. Be aggressive in lane. Really, just try to get a lead before Ryoku has a chance to scale. Hopefully, it works this time.
I don't know. I'm obviously not a very high ranked bot lane player, but I much prefer the Zyra con lane to the Lucian Nami. It really depends how well the Zy and the Lucian play it, I think, more than anything else. Just because Lucian's got to play around those feathers because he's definitely a bit shorter range than the Zaya. Wukong picked up for the jungler on Go Mega, who is Spurg. Great champion, super annoying. Hate to see it, but you know what? At least I'm not playing against it. It's so much disruption, and it comes out of nowhere because Wukong goes all invisible and stuff.
Yeah, I like the Wukong pick. I think it synergizes really well with Zaya and Rakan. It's just a lot of interrupt and CC just can really just eliminate a team quickly.
Yeah, Mordekaiser ban does come out. I guess they thought Chuck did well enough on that. I don't think we ended up subbing Sir Aaron back in. I'm not positive on that, but yeah, no, Sir Aaron's not back in. We do see Velvety Pitchin, aka Chuck, if I refer to him as such. He's continuing to substitute for his brother in the top lane. Bans continue to come out. We should probably talk about those at some point. So you can ban mid laners here, ban junglers, ban. I guess I don't want to see Azir support again. That's just a meme. Obviously, that would have gone mid. Okay, last
Yep.
ban for them.
I
I'm
got it.
gonna say.
Ezreal? I mean, I think it has to be Ezreal.
Why would you ban Ezreal? You already
Oh,
picked
right,
Zaya.
Zaya. You're right. You're right.
No,
Maybe a top lane ban.
or
Another.
maybe Irelia, or maybe Irelia. We'll see in 1 second. Or they'll miss a ban. Nope, Victor.
Okay.
Okay. So yeah, knocking down a couple things that got played last round. Makes sense to me. Next pick coming in. I'm guessing that's going to be their top laner. Gonna grab the Malphite. Is this a Scion angle from Caridian? We all know how well that goes. Honestly, Scion or not Scion, Silas would be kind of nuts with Wukong ult and Malphite ult. And even
Yeah.
the ult's really good. Okay, come on, give me the Silas. Come on,
Yeah. I'd
Caridian.
love.
Oh wait,
Yes.
wait, this is a bait. This is a bait. He's baiting him into Silas. Abarn has a plan here. He wouldn't just do this. He knows how effective Silas is with those ults. He's gonna pick something to absolutely try to crush it in lane.
Yeah, I mean he's good at making those types of maneuvers in champion select. I know that for a fact.
Okay, never mind. Silas off the table. Akali it is. He's
I
like,
do
I'm
like
not.
the Akali pick. David handles the Akali really well. I think he's super comfortable on that champion, so I like that pick. I'd like to see Maokai go top. I might be the only one who supports the Maokai top, but it'd be cool to see that play out here and we get a different jungle champion.
I think Maokai top's pretty good. I mean, you get okay. Gwen though. Gwen though. Snip, snip, snip all over that Malphite. That does not look like a fun lane.
Yeah,
Yikes.
I mean Gwen Gwen will just have should have a field day with Malphite.
Yeah, it's gonna be pretty rough. And I will see what Abarn does end up blocking into the Akali. Yeah, sure. Go ahead. Go Sona, buddy. I think okay, he's just hovering the champions that have been picked. I like it. Good meme from Mr. Tail. Oh, he doesn't play Kasante. Okay, Rise, Joa, you're just a genius. He called that Rise pick like 5 minutes ago. And yeah, we have our teams locked in for game 2, everyone. Blood, do the thing where you get the gamble going in the chat. Everyone, if you want to spend your fake internet points, Bush League and I would be more than happy to take them off of your hands. Feel free to get them going in there. And we do have a guest today for our loadout, Mr. Steve Jaws. Steve, how are you doing today, man?
Hello. I'm excited to contribute, even though I can't cast. How you all
You know
doing?
what? It's okay. We appreciate everything you do, including helping us bridge this 3-minute intermission.
Oh, always. Yeah. So, just looking at this, I mean, game 1 was kind of wild. So, and seeing the Akali lock in, I'm excited about that. I love the fact that we're seeing Gwen rolling in. That's been really fun to see. I think Hippo's been running Gwen a lot, so big fan of her. She's a ticking time bomb. Where I'm looking though is bot lane. The Xayah Rakan. I mean, Lucian Nami is going to have to absolutely smash that lane, and
Mhm.
I don't really see that happening versus Xayah Rakan. So I'm really seeing them, Ryoklu and Talib, drawing a lot of pressure in the bot lane, and that's going to give Abarn kind of free reign to scale. And yeah, I don't know. It's interesting, but Omega's looking real good in this draft.
Yeah, I mean, you look at this, and God, again, I keep catching myself complimenting Abarn, which maybe means something. Maybe he's actually good at League of Legends. I'm not sure, but it comes down to like Abarn's teams don't tend to lose games at 20, 25 minutes, right? So if I look at this and I assume like plus or minus 5,000 gold, which team is going to have like better team fights, you know? Again, that's making some pretty big assumptions. But like the Rise, Zyra Khan, Wukong Malphite, like just as a Rakan player, looking at this, you want to be the secondary form of engage and just like keep everybody locked in position for Xayah and Rise, just layer it all over top. This is just the absolute nuts, following up on the Wukong and the Malphite. Just insane. So on the obvious side, or the opposite side of that, Pickle packages have to do something with the strong lanes they picked. Lucian Nami, incredibly powerful. So much trade potential, so much quick in and out. And Gwen, what can music do into the Malphite? We're gonna
Yeah,
have
that's
to find
I was gonna say that's actually where I think pickled packages have the advantage. I think
Mhm.
that both Akali and Gwen, with the double TP, have the opportunity to kind of split the map a little bit. That's counteracted by the Rise teleport. But if music can get rolling against the Malphite, and remember Malphite's stacking armor, Gwen's magic damage, so there's kind of a mismatch in terms of like priorities there, in terms of how Malphite wants to itemize. If the Akali can get out of control or the Gwen can get out of control, they can create some split push pressure and kind of stretch the map a little bit, which
Mhm.
will offset the Go Mega, forehead on the keyboard, press R
Sure.
comp. So I think that's where I would look at is like, can they get Gwen revving with the TP Ignite? That's a really aggressive. I know that's her standard summoner set, but still, it's a really aggressive summoner set. And can the Lucian Nami like make sure that they don't get just blasted off the map? If they can hold and let their solo lanes get out of control, facilitated by the Maokai, I could absolutely see something like that happen. If not, I think this is going to be a 2-0 Go Mega, Abarn Ryoklu spam spam emotes and spam memes for the rest of the week. But that's kind of how I'm seeing it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm curious how much because Gragas has been banned away from Fruge like the entire season, right? We saw last game why man had again for like the fourth time I've said this tonight so much pressure early. Was that good pathing? Was it comfortability on the champion, the clear, knowing where to be when? Can he replicate that on Maokai? I'm not sure, but we're gonna see. We have about another minute here until we get to spectate. Rick, what are your thoughts? Which team are you pulling for right now? Whose draft do you like better?
Yeah, I go Mega. I just like everything that they have going for them as far as their team fight goes. Uh, I do think I agree with Jaws and what he's saying as far as Maokai. It's important for him to really try to make a statement early on, kind of like he did in the first game. Fruge, I'm talking about, but just being able to have a presence early on is going to be really important for him.
Mhm.
So I'm curious to see where he's going to spend a lot of his time. Um, I think that he probably wants to spend a lot of his time bot lane, just because I think top lane is going to be just fine. So keeping priority on the bot side of the map is where I think Maokai should be spending his time. What I would really like to see, unrelated, but if we could see Rise and Malphite do like some alt synergy and just end up in some crazy wombo combo alts, I would love to see that. And throw Wukong in there too. If I see something like that, my night will be made.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think related to that, like I actually disagree. If I'm Fruge, I'm like, all right, bot lane, good luck. Like you have the lane pressure, have fun. And I would want to get the Gwen rolling because Gwen's a little bit weaker early, but she scales really, really well. And Rise similarly, like weak early, and if you can kind of get him behind, although Abarn finds this way to just like he just finds a way to farm.
Yeah, he
I
finds a
I
way to
would be
be relevant 30 minutes in after
I,
doing nothing the entire time.
it's just it's a superpower, and I'm very impressed with it, and also annoyed by it. But
Same.
that's if I'm Fruge, that's where I'm looking is can I get the Gwen ripping where the Wukong then has to respond top or the Rise has to go top, and then you
Mhm.
can get Omega reacting. and just understand that, like, hey, Zyra Khan, that's a nasty lane. Lucian Nami, also a nasty lane. Let them duel. Wojtek had a great game one. Like, Wojtek did great. Let them duel. Let them do their best, and then try to get, like. And I think the Malphite, the Mordekaiser game one probably got pushed out a little bit. Let's do the same thing in game two. Force him to maybe itemize magic resist instead of armor, which would be great, and like put them on their back foot early. I think that's how Pickle Packages push us to a game three. Otherwise, I'm still going to give it to Go Mega. I think a lot of things have to go right for Pickled Packages, and I think that a lot of things have to go wrong for Go Mega to lose this game too.
I think my money is where your mouth is right now. One thing that I do just absolutely love that you just don't see is the ignite on the Lucian. But as we load into game here, I'm going to say goodbye to our man, Steve Jaws. Thank you so much for joining us on the cast. Enjoy watching game two and have a great rest of your night. Thank you, sir.
All right,
Thank
thanks,
you,
y'all.
Jaws.
Great job on the night. Have fun.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited for this matchup. All sides of the map. I think that we're in for a good game too. I hope it's interesting. It'd be great to see an early game too, like a 30-minute game would be interesting to see if we can see one of those.
Yeah, I mean, I'm thinking this is going to be a 2-0. I like the thoughts in the draft. I really enjoy the ignite on the Lucian. Like, I really like that. Like, give me an aggressive ADC, just because again matches my general vibe and my philosophy to the game. But Go Mega just have so many buttons that enable them to win these fights. And this season in general, we've just seen so much importance being placed on objective control, getting those dragons stacked, because that's how you force those fights and make the other team play around you instead of just randomly running into each other in the jungle.
Yeah, with that Lucian ignite, is it still relevant for Nami to bring the what is it, the electrocute that she brings?
Yeah. I mean, you pick this lane for the lane pressure, right? You want pretty much every iota of damage you can squeeze out of it. So yes, the electrocute's there because if you get the full combo off, it's pretty easy. You're gonna do a ton of damage. Xayah did not start W, which she pinged in all chat. Only important because the W buffs both Xayah and Rakan, makes their autos do more damage. So they're not gonna be looking for the level 1 all in. Calling that off your tail, very important. Rakan is a champion that spikes at level 4. IMO, I'll be honest. If we just want to watch bot lane the entire time, like, I'm cool with that. I can talk about Rakan the whole time, but everyone else probably won't enjoy that nearly as much. And we have a pause. Amazing. There have not been enough delays in this game yet. A pause because I think somebody's Discord crashed or some ridiculousness like that.
Yeah, it couldn't be a TCL production without a pause or two.
Oh, never mind, we're right back in it. Okay, cool.
So
Yep.
here we have Maokai. I think maybe he is looking for some bot pressure here.
Yeah.
They're up.
My stream is frozen. It's the pause delay. That makes sense. Sorry, Joe, if you wouldn't mind, can you hide the timeline bar above the scoreboard if that's possible? People in the Twitch chat are asking for that. Spirit, mind your own business. Okay, they're going in. Pause is over. Fruge was looking for it, didn't quite get in. A little in and out from Tilip and Ryoklu. Good trade. Nope, we can still see the timeline bar. It is not hidden yet. But Fruge going to get in there, do a little sapling.
Yeah, that was unfortunate. It looked like that they were setting it up for a pretty decent gank, but Ryoklu just got a good chunk out of Wojtek there.
Yeah. And we see, I mean, what we'd expect, right? Like the Gwen pushing in mid. Fruge again, early gank, gets the saplings again. Gets a flash forward. W misses the Q. Abarn flashes at a good angle. Gonna be able to walk back in. So, I mean, 2 ganks early from Fruge, pre 3 minutes. Ryoklu getting the trades, but I mean, those autos from Lucian do so much damage. Plus the electrocute block. I mean, that's what you're talking about when you play Lucian Nami, you know?
Yeah, this is a good place for Wojtek to be in with some low health. I know she'll just heal it back with some pots, but keeping her health low will be crucial to making a play with that ignite.
Yeah, I mean, you took it to get kills. You took it to get the pressure. Make sure you're doing something with it, right? No ghost on Ryoklu in the bot lane, notably. Oh, Spurg on the invade, but music's coming, Spurg on the invade, music's coming right down. Fruge responding to this as well. Velvety Pigeon in the area. Spurg barely gets out with the clone right there. Ignite is burned, which does give or sorry, Chuck, a little bit more pressure in the top lane. Velvety Pigeon. Also,
Oh wow,
what
Wukong
happened?
Wukong just I think he might have been sitting in that bush a little too long. Maybe he wasn't.
Gets both. Great feather pull as well. Wojtek dashing in, gets the ignite. Exhaust goes down. He's trying to get those autos off, get a reset on his dash. Q comes through. Recall, flash forward, flash respawn. Narrowly one auto away. Gets out. Tail up going back in. Ryoku can't walk up here, Tail up. That's not what you wanted. Oh my goodness. Wojtek playing with fire there, knows exactly where that turret range is, was desperate to get off one last auto. And with that, all summoners but the flash from Nami burned, and that's only because she didn't have any mana left.
Wow, I am so surprised that they managed to skirt out of that alive. Ryoku saving her flash for the right moment there.
Yeah, I mean, that was just really, really playing on the edge of the wire right there. Wojtek so low, and Swiss just doesn't have the mana to heal him back up. There's not a lot they can do but try to catch this wave, and Wukong is in the area if they try to get too spicy. I mean, they're not looking for a dive at this hell. Tail up does miss his Q. Honestly, underrated ability on Rakan. All his abilities are great, but the Q, the heal, bigger than you'd expect early game for a champion that isn't really known as one that like shields and heals and buffs and stuff, right? You think about Rakan, you think about the engage, but he just does it all.
Yeah, those heals are sneaky for sure. They come out of nowhere, it seems. I like.
1 second, I'm sorry, Joe. If you hit the U key, apparently that hides the timeline. Yeah, perfect. Thank you. Appreciate you, Spirit. Thank you for offering solutions instead of complaining. Go ahead.
Yeah, this pressure that Ryoku, this bot lane, and Tail Whip are applying is not the way that I was expecting this lane to start off, but it's just the way that things go. I mean, they put a lot into trying to get those kills, and it's just now the trades are going back the other way.
Yeah, I mean, we're seeing a lot right now of what we saw last game. Fruge invading early, pressuring Spurg. I do think Spurg might smote that camp away, but excuse me, apologies. Something caught in my throat there. But I mean, Fruge played very aggressively no matter the jungler he's on. Obviously did pick up the first blood onto Spurg after that top lane invade that was a result of Spurg seeing that Fruge ganked twice already, and he's like, oh, his buffs have to be up. But I mean, just good response from the Gwen. They got the kill off there a few minutes ago. And yeah, ooh, Fruge walking for a little lane gank action.
Oh, I'm sure he doesn't know of that ward.
That's really awkward for him. He pinks the wrong bush, so they know exactly where he is. They dash in. W just barely catches the Lucian. So low, goes forward. Ryoku getting out, doesn't. Nope, not quite. There's going to be 2 kills, but importantly, Wojtek got 1 before he died. Oh, yeah, that looked weird. I don't know what was up with that.
Wow.
But 2 for 1, that was... You hate to see somebody... Oh, Abarn did ult top. Gonna go super hard for music here. Does have the damage. Gonna die to ignite in the last turret shot, though. Trade 1 for 1, but gives the Malphite a bit of pressure. Who is already even on farm, which doesn't feel like how that matchup's supposed to go. So I guess credit to Velvety Pigeon for holding on so tight until Abarn could get the ult up there. But yeah, talking about that bot lane play, that just doesn't feel super great in terms of like, the jungler's there and you go in for the play anyway and die,
Yeah, well, Ryoku managed to get a kill off on Lucian, and I was surprised by that. I didn't realize how close Lucian was to dying there. But
he got straight in and got hit by the Rakan knockup. Like, that was not a great play by Wojtek.
I do like the Malphite picking up that Bammies really early. I think that'll help him, keep his CS up and kind of just bully the Gwen every time she tries to come in and hit him.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. It gives you lane pressure, gives you some push, And I mean, he's up CS on the Gwen right now. That's not how that matchup's supposed to work, so no complaints. Oh my god, Tail Up is hitting those angles tonight, but it doesn't matter because Swiss also hit the bubble. Dash Ignite, gonna go off. Swiss with the speed up on himself. If he gets the W, yeah, that's just dead.
Wow.
It gets the other dash in. Another great bubble from Swiss. We are seeing some just really, really good support play right now. Everyone's landing there so you see where it's supposed to go. That's not Rakan's fault as a champion. That was just a player diff right there. Swiss just out-supported Tail Whip. Oh, also, Lucian has Ignite, which helps you kill people really good.
Yeah, that Ryoku, she brought the shield in the blue rune tree. I don't remember what it's called, but she has that, and I've seen it being used a few times in crucial situations. I'm surprised she brought that.
Yeah, that is interesting. Joe, if you could hit you again, I think you might have bumped the button. Yeah, okay, cool. It looks like it's hidden again. Nice. Cool, 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 cool. Okay, we're good. Don't touch the U button anymore. Thank you.
Oh, Gwen just got a kill
Yeah,
top.
big play, rotates over, coming. Spurg ults to try to get him out. Fruge ult coming down real fast. One or two are dying here. Good angle on the Nami ult, zoning everything out. Fruge going to follow up, get the kill on Abarn. Double kill for the Akali. Rakan coming back in, trying to kill Caridian by himself. He doesn't have Ignite. He just never kills that there. When he hits the W, that's just nothing that's going to happen. Ryoku does get time solo bot lane, though, and this is something that I don't think is focused enough on in TCL in general, but plates are just worth so damn much. 175 gold a pop. Like, you get 2 of those, and that's more than a kill.
Yeah, that was that was a favorable round of. Oh wow, okay. A 1v1 bot lane, very close. Ryoku comes out on top.
I wish I would have seen that because she beat the Lucian with the Ignite. Kind of nuts. Again, Ryoku outplaying her opponents. Just kidding. The Ignite was down. It was not used during that fight quite clearly from the cooldown. Another thing that our producers called out for me, because he just likes to put words in my mouth because he's smarter than me, is Gwen did opt for the lethal tempo here instead of the Conqueror. I'm curious about that pick. Again, somebody who might know more about this game, let me know if that's like something that people do on Gwen. Crittian going in though on Spurg, did hit his Shuriken, followed it up. Spurg going kind of low. Abarn this entire time though, Crittian flashes forward. Perhaps not the play of wonder because Abarn this entire time is just throwing spells at him. They do get the Rift Herald charge off, knocks down a few more plates. Only one left there, a couple more autos. Akali confused by that play there. He accidentally flashed. Also, Abarn, instead of going for that, you could have autoed one more time and gotten the plate. Not sure what you were doing. Now you might die. So interesting stuff. The fat-fingered flash from Crittian causes that play to go pretty poorly for the side of the Pickled packages.
We missed it a little earlier, but Gwen did get a solo kill on Malphite, and that was a crucial time for her because now it seems that she's taking over that lane, which we were expecting to happen, just a matter of time.
Oh my gosh, just go. Oh, you fools! What were you waiting for? Literally, what were you waiting for?
I'm not sure if they had vision of that in the river at that.
Why were they waiting? They swept it out. They could have just gone over the wall. They had a pink ward right behind them. Again, I just don't understand what they were waiting for. But it doesn't matter. It happened. No need for me to get upset. Just be better. It's fine. It's fine. Yeah.
These 8 kills kind of snuck up on me. I'm kind of surprised.
Voidtech coming in here. Rakan going all the way. Does get ulted. Charms both of them really well. You guys kind of got to just try to get out here, though, because, yeah, Rakan's blown his load, and Voidtech is just going to keep autoing. Rakan flashes over the wall. Voidtech dashes to follow. Rakan's going to have W up here in a second. Not going to be enough because Nami flashes to follow. With that, I mean, there's the double kill on the bot lane that we were looking for, right?
Yes.
Also, Rakan, tail with pink Lucian flash there. Lucian did not flash. He just eat over the wall. So maybe that summoner spell timing could be better, or tracking could be better, but it's okay. I think it's fun to point out other people's mistakes because I make them too, and it makes us all seem just a bit more human, don't you think?
Yeah, we are seeing what we did see last game, where there's a little bit of a lead starting to be shown for the Pickled packages, but the gold is not really that far off. We're only looking at about 1.6. 2.6, I should say, but things are not moving.
Yeah, I mean, a couple people now have called out both in the chat and producer again, letting us know what's up. The double pickaxe buy from Voidtech. He just wanted to get as much AD as early as possible. He does have that completed. It's the full Gale Force at this point. 2, 2, and 3, 81 CS. Almost, or more impressively to me, is the Nami at 205 right now. Love to see a support getting fed. Did end up getting one of those kills last time, so that's super fun. Spurg, again, on an invade, does have support from Abarn. Looking for something perhaps a bit spicy. Pink's down there. Yeah, just interesting stuff happening around the map. I feel like I've been talking nonstop, but this has just been an exciting game.
We do have the Rod of Ages done on Rise, and he is fully stacked on his mana tier. So things are going to be starting to
Oh,
scale for him
Foreman's not
quickly.
here. Tailwhip has ult. Spurg probably does too. This is gonna be a dive. Let's see it. Tailwhip misses the ult. Does get
Oh,
pummeled.
wow.
He's just not quite dead.
Oh, here we
Rouge got
come.
frustrated. Somebody's got to eat that. Nope. Tailwhip dies. They responded to the form out with 4 of their own. Spurg also tried to buy some time. Another great bubble from Swiss. This is just a Swiss diff if I've ever seen it. Caridian goes in with his ultimate. Ryoku doing what she can. TP coming in from Chuck. Not sure what that's about. Don't know if the Malphite's going to be able to do too much. Managed to pick one up. Does get the shutdown. Gonna flash right out because or else he's just gonna die. Yeah.
Well, that teleport looked like it was going to be bad news, but ended up not being too detrimental. I know it's a Malphite, so when you see the teleport, you think you have to spread out, and they did that pretty successfully. But I do think they probably could have angled into a play where they just deleted Malphite as soon as he came in. It looked like a risky play.
Just a really, really good reply to the 4-man dive that we've seen work a lot from Go Mega against other teams. Because the Malphite did TP down, Gwen obviously was able to stay up there, smash those turrets, ton of gold coming through. So it's gonna be interesting to see what happens. Because as you said, we're in a very similar spot to last time, right? The Pickled pack just has the gold lead, they have the dragon lead, they have the pressure lead on the map. What are they gonna do with it? Is Ryoku going to outplay them again? Will their team be able to close the game? I'm not sure. Or will they throw? Because Joe is being toxic in the chat again.
We also see another AP build coming from Fruge on these more beefy AP jungle champions. He's opting for another AP build on Maokai.
Yeah, I didn't even notice that. He's got the demonic embrace doing the percent health burn or something like that. I don't even know, something like that. Let's see, what map did we end up getting? Is this Chemtech? Yeah, this looks like Chemtech. I love Chemtech map. I've said this before. I'm going to say it again. Because as a support, the only thing that really matters is my vision score, because that's how I get Spirit of Fate to put me high in the rankings. And Chemtech helps you clear those wards, you know?
Yeah, so where is this gold lead the most substantial? If we're looking at... Oh, we have a fight here.
Rakan CC'd a lot, but Spurg in afterwards. Rakan going to be able to run away. Caridian flashes weird again. Does get the final execution onto Rakan in the middle here. Spurg trying to do his best to chase down Swiss. Does drop A-Barn on the back end. Malphite with the double kill. Gets the root onto Caridian. Doesn't do a ton of damage yet. Music in this fight here now, though. You guys don't want to push too much forward. Oh, just kidding. Caridian's caught out by Xayah. Gale Force in. Secures that kill. Gets the shutdown. That's huge. Get that gold onto Ryoku. The only person on your team who's capable of carrying. I mean, did I say that out loud? I'm just kidding. But yeah, really good play.
Yeah, Gwen and... Xayah were off map during that fight. I wasn't sure what was going on. It seemed like Gwen should have been able to just get right on top of Xayah and give her the business.
But was thinking there. He went so hard for that Rakan. Like so hard. And then he was stuck in the middle of the entire other team with nothing left. So maybe a bit of an overcommit from the Akali.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe he got confused because they do look kind of the same. Maybe he thought that was Xayah the whole time.
Yeah, it's Xayah who's dashing to all the other champions. Absolutely. I think it's better to just say he made a mistake than say he thought one champion looked like another.
You never know.
One's less toxic. Rick out here being toxic. It's fine. Just report him, everyone.
Yeah.
So they're going to smack on this turret. There are 4 on the top side here. They might be able to run it down. No. Okay, cool. They spot him out on wards. They're running away. Good, because your team is coming back from base. As you said, we had a really early Rod Kemen, which was great. Already halfway stacked up, but other important item spikes are coming through. Demonic, Nashers, Night Harvester, Gale, Imperial, all completed on the blue side. The other side, a bit of a delay from the Malphite item, right? Because you do buy that bombings early, but will be coming through shortly. And then you have the Divine Sunder, the Roa, obviously Gale Force, and then we'll see if Rakan goes Locket. I like it a lot more than Evan Shroud, like 99% of the time. So hopefully that's a Locket that comes through, especially with Caridian and the burst that he's going to be able to have. And with the Gwen we saw last night, you just need every little bit you can to keep your ADC alive when you got a Gwen on top of you.
Yeah, absolutely. But just like that, our gold lead is diminished. It is down to almost even at this point.
Yeah. Rouge is dropping the Herald here. Ryoku taking a decent little chunk of damage, but with that, they might get an it's gonna be not be enough to drop the turret if somebody can get around out of that eye, which they do. Did that a little preemptively, perhaps, or maybe the timer was just up. But Dragon is spawning here in less than a minute. TP is up for music. Obviously, is unleashed at this point in the game. Chucks is not, which is why I really like he's on bot side. He just needs to not die to Caridian, because that's somebody who will eat your face off. Even with the completed Jock Shao, which did come through before this fight, which is great. Gonna get some backs off, get some wards in Rakan's pocket, and yeah, we'll get ready for a Drake fight part 3.
Yeah, I am a little curious as to why Akali is. Oh, it looks like she's heading back down there to take care of that wave. But at first, it looked like she was walking away from it. But yeah, we need to get
to play on music. That's what they're going for instead of like trying to get to the Drake. They do get the first knockup. Avarn doing his best to check in. Second charge of the ult comes through. Get the root down. Music doing his best to kill. Goes invis. Okay, Spurred, why'd you go back in there? Almost took the kill. Rioklu does die in her turret. Malphite, great ult. Knocks up 2. Gets the shutdown. The double kill onto Malphite. Onto Lucian. Swiss gonna drop here. Oh, great bubble from Swiss. Critting is in this. He has the damage to kill anything he wants to. Yep, there it is. Telop's dead. Chuck very tanky right now. Gonna have time to walk out. But I mean, they went for Rioklu. They got Rioklu. In the end, it's 2 for 3. Abarn does TP or ult Rise port in. Those berries give you a speed up instead of a slow. Caridian bounced straight up. Not sure how that one worked because that's the big cone. But honestly, Chuck right now 6-1 on the Malphite. Hilarious. This is the storyline that we all wanted. But yeah, if somebody could explain to me how the one that's supposed to launch you half a map away bounced him literally straight up in the air, that'd be cool. Maybe it's because he was rooted by the Rise. I'm not sure. I don't know if that's how that works. I thought it just repositioned you, but yeah, what events.
I would have liked to, Gwen. She maybe she was a little too aggressive up in top lane, doing that push when Drake was spawning. She might have, found a better benefit from roaming down there. But such is life. One that when Gwen got caught, it looked like they tried to do a dive play mid, and that's when Malphite got that double kill there. The dive play did not work.
It was just a really, really good ult from Chuck. He might have even flash ulted. His flash is about that cooldown. So, yeah, good play from Chuck.
Yeah, yep.
Save there. And then, yeah, just really unfortunate that Caridian didn't get out. By all rights, I think he should have. But heads up, Rise port, I mean, it's really annoying, but he's good at Rise and knowing where to go when. So that's cool. And yeah, we're doing the normal mid-game thing here. Dragon did get picked up for the side of Go Mega, which is really nice, not having to be on that sole point. You don't have to fight when you don't want to. Tail up in a bit of a weird spot right now. Definitely has the ability to get out. Pops his Shirelias, which is a fine item to go. Like, it's not bad, but it's just not my preference personally if I'm playing into something like the Gwen and the Akali. Because you go Shirelias to get those picks. In this team, you don't really need to be running in on them. You're going to have plenty of ways to get in with the Malphite. Malphite is really fed, but you're not invincible. But yeah, that's the thing, right? You don't really need to run them down when you have the Malphite, you have the Wukong. So you can just go lock it and be tankier. You don't have to dive backline right now as Rakan. You just have to peel Zaya and you'll be fine. Okay, Chuck, you're not invincible. You're fed. You're not a god.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what the plan is right now from Go Mega. I think they're just trying to be bullies, but they're trying to protect that one hit on that turret. But yeah, I mean, they were just. It looked like they were.
It's just gone. You can't protect that one forever.
Yeah. And there it falls. Now it looks like they could try to make a play here on Rise. It looks like he's caught on to the idea. Maybe it's too late. Maybe they can get there.
Malphite ult is up. Fruge over the wall. Rise insta flashes away. Does get caught anyway. He's running around. The AP items are broken. He has 1 million HP. Insta ult from Chuck. Does get the knockback on Caridian. Caridian's going to have the second charge here. Oh, Tailop comes in just in time. Fruge looking for that last W. Exhaust to slow him down. Gotta avoid that sapling or it's going to kill you. The rest of the team is here now, though. And Chuck Chuck no ult to get out. Tailop gonna make it. I mean, Operation Save Rise has worked, but this entire time, Zaya's been pushing in the mid lane.
Chuck, meanwhile,
just walk out, Chuck. There we go. Okay,
and
this is good. Abarn also backed and TP'd in. They wanted to make sure they got that turret down, and get that turret down. They did. Chuck, you don't have to do this. You don't have to stop their backs. You can just leave. That's an option. Okay. Yep. And Fruge is going to go down. W, Q in onto him. Swiss, rare miss of a button. But, I mean, yeah, there you go. Shut down onto Gwen. There's an extra, 600 gold in her pocket that shouldn't have been because you didn't have to do that.
Yeah, that's going to be huge for them.
Yeah, absolutely. Really interesting plays in the top lane. The TP, I think Zaya would have gotten that turret without the TP, so not sure if that's the most necessary. But with that, Go Mega takes the gold lead for like the first time this series. And they're up almost 2k gold.
I wonder what we're looking at for Dragon. It has to be within the next 2 minutes, I would think. I don't. I want to see the pickled packages starting to set that up.
Yeah, you got to be in the area. If on the pickle packages, you're thinking like Lucian's strong, just hit the IE spike, has the Gale Force. Akali has the ability to delete that Zaya, but also Zaya's at 2 items. Ryza's looking pretty big, and this Malphite's just going to be really, really hard to get through until that Gwen has just a bit more oomph behind her. If I could get a gold check, I'm curious how much of this gold lead is just yeah, thank you. Yeah, where's this gold lead? A little bit top, a little bit jungle, a lot of a bit. Well, what's that? 1,500 mid and 1,000 bot. Yeah, around that.
Yeah.
Oh, then another 1,000 the other way for the support because Swiss is just playing out of his mind right now, doing a great, great job.
Yeah, we do have the Dragon timer coming up here within the minute. I would like to see a play, some sort of setup here for the pickled packages.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, so we have the Baron, the Dragon, the classic dilemma. Like, do you take the trade? Do you try to force a fight at one? Where do you position? Where do you set up? Who has the mid lane push? Those are the questions that teams are asking themselves right now.
Yeah, and Go Mega the pickled packages seem to have abandoned any sort of vision control of the Drake at this point. So I think you're right. We might be seeing a trade here.
Yeah, it's an interesting spot. I don't think Omega is going to allow the trade though, because it's not like they're getting soul or on soul point, right? It's only second Drake for them. Baron's much more valuable at this point, and yeah, they've already started up the Baron, but all of Go Mega is here to respond. Namial does come through. Everyone's getting out of the way. Chuck a little bit caught out, but is going to be able to ult back in. Tanky enough for the moment, just getting ults all the way out. They're just buying time because yeah, Spurg's down on the Dragon. Thank you, Mr. Producer. With that, Akali in the mid lane going to keep him a bit distracted. But the Baron does get started back up. They know that the jungler's not there right now because they saw Wukong take that. He's on his way. He's crossing the mid lane. Baron only at half HP. They can get in there and buy some time. Chuck, no ult. Creating off to the side. You got to be careful. Tailwhip all flashes in. Creating gets on him. Tailwhip going all the way out. God, I love Xayah and Rakan. Such a fun combo. The calling comes through. Doesn't do quite enough damage. Some low health bars on the side of the pickled packages. Critting looking for his play, but gets CC'd up. Ryoklu gets the kill. With that, it's suddenly a 4v5 tail up essentially out of it. Fruge and Lucian not far off themselves though. And the prio for the Baron pit has switched over to go Mega. They're gonna instantly start it back up, but this could be the flip the opposite direction, right? Fruge still in the area, getting vision with those saplings, back up to half HP. Wojtek healed up as well. Nami doing the good work of the lore. Baron does drop down. They're gonna rise port out. Nobody gets CC'd out of it there. Wow.
That was really played by Go Mega. I mean, having Wukong take the Drake and while also pressuring the Baron, able to basically bait out the Maokai ult very early on. So by the time that Wukong finished up Drake and made it over to Baron, Maokai did not have an ult, and that was really important for their team comp to work.
Mm-hmm.
And same with Nami. Both of them actually ulted on that first aggression from the pickled packages.
Yeah, I mean they got some really big team fight ults there. I'm just so shocked. Like if I'm that Malphite, if I'm Fruge right now, I'm just mad that I didn't knock a single person out of that Rise ult because they changed it to where CC stops you from ulting, like so does Zanya's, right? Like any sort of status thing means you can't do it anymore. Also, Abarn just so caught out here. Malphite ulting to try to save him again. Seraph shield gets popped. Malphite gonna drop right after Abarn does, who's down right now. 4-man play here, but they have 4 bot right now. Lucian's backing, and Baron push mid with the other 3 is going on. Chuck, 3 items, has his boots, no CC for him. Just so tanky at this point. Especially with Jock shows, which I think gives you like increased resistances, the more people that are around you or something like that. I don't even know.
Yeah, that was almost a good play setup by the pickled packages by baiting the Rise into something like that, but man, they just got split push there. Should have kept someone mid to hold that wave, but they got
Yeah,
split there.
it's a bit of a chungle gap right now. Chuck is just doing whatever. He's doing his best Mundo impersonation and going wherever he wants. There's
Yes.
not much people can say about it.
And now we're looking. Looks like they're trying to get basically try to get as much as they can with this Baron buff. It looks like they can probably get one, maybe two turrets top. We'll see.
Yeah, I mean, Critting off to the side again. Tailwhip going to try to zone him out. TP coming in from Rise. Critting does go in, gets CC'd, knocked up. Rakan gonna do the Rakan things. Critting, does not get out. The Divine Thunder auto is just enough, even with the dash. Abarn does TP in, gonna knock the turret down. Right now it's a 4v4 because Malphite's splitting with Baron in the bot. So if I'm the side of Gomega, I'm not in any hurry to fight here. Just let the minions do their thing, and Malphite's going to take 2 more turrets in the next 30 seconds. Because that death timer is another 30 on the Akali, and the 4v4, you're feeling very confident. Wojtek going, Tailwhip doing his thing. Ult comes down, music drops real fast. Abarn drops as well, though. Xayah is still in the back of this fight. That's where you got to keep your eyes. Tailwhip goes back in, but dies. Wojtek, huge at the moment. Xayah comes out, flash try to reposition. Does get avoided. Wojtek, enormous, drops to Spurg at the last second. Gonna avoid whatever he can. At the same time, Malphite doing his thing bot. Do they have the damage to kill Spurg? 2 levels up on the Maokai. Gonna get those autos. Auto Q, auto Q, auto Q. One more on Swiss. He's gonna drop as well, making this an even fight. Akali just spawned to reply to the Malphite bot. I don't think Akali can 1v1. Spurg just gonna keep doing the thing. Fruge doing his absolute best, but I guess the AP wasn't enough. Oh my god, what? Wow.
Yeah, there was a level difference there. Wukong had a two level difference. Actually ended up being 3 after that fight was over. But yeah, these levels are starting to.
I was gonna say Chuck has ult here. Will he have enough damage? If he gets one more Q off, he doesn't have mana for Q. Doesn't have flash either. Oh, but Critting comes back in. Oh, gets the E. Not enough. Completely out of mana. Chuck, you have to leave. He wants the solo kill so bad. I respect that. I get that. I mean, just last night, I killed that Talon player with Leona underneath his turret, which was pretty cool with just my W. I thought that was
that was glorious.
So as somebody who plays like non-traditional damaging people, like I might say Malphite is, right? It always feels really good to get kills on carries. But not what's going to happen. Gomega continuing their trend of only wanting to get a single type of Drake. They don't like their food touching each other on the plate. They are here for their 3rd Chemtech Drake. Bounties are available for blue side. At this point, gold depth is almost 7k, which is not what you want to see, even if you're up 5 kills. Definitely a hard game to play. Item spikes, huge. 3 items on all 3 of your damage dealers, Wukong, Rise, and Xayah from the side of Gomega. On the flip, you don't quite have the same spikes coming out from the Malphite and the Akali, but we just saw the damage that Lucian can do in the fight if he gets the chance.
Yeah, this is a difficult position to be in for the Pickled packages. You got to think at this point that, there's no objectives up. You should just be sitting in base right now, trying your best to clear out these.
Backing on top of the pink ward. People, look at your screens. Don't just instantly open like the shop. Sorry, continue. Just a pet peeve of mine.
Yeah, well, okay, we do have Baron spawning here.
Yeah, we have Baron spawning, and look at the amount of vision they have in the bot side jungle for red.
Yes, that's a lot of vision down there.
Playing like a bit of a jerk here. Does get his W over the wall. Fruge follows, which isn't what he wanted to do. Does get CC'd up. Only person... Oh, gonna get music as well in the back end of that. Trying to flank. Nami ult comes through. Doesn't hit anyone. Critting going on to Tailwhip for like the 4th fight in a row. Gonna hide in a shroud there. Malphite ult goes in. Catches one. Only Swiss. Spurg doing his best to buy time. Gonna knock up Wojtek one more time with the 2nd charge of the ult. Does have enough. Gets the kill. Tailwhip all the way around the fight. They are on the backline now. Music gonna drop here as well to Spurg. Spurg having a great second half of this game. Tailwhip looking for the flash. Doesn't come through. TP comes in. Akali backing, and I think that might be game. Yeah, they have double inhibs. That is going to be all she wrote. Ignore this inhib, boys, and go auto the turrets. Caridian, amazing showing game 1 on the LeBlanc. He's going on Tailwhip again. He went on Tailwhip for like the 5th time. Not quite what we want to see out of our Akali. But with that, Gomega sweeps it 2-0 on the night. Commanding performances across the board. I think Tail looked so much better on Rakan than it did on Thresh. Again, his Thresh wasn't bad, but his Rakan was a lot more impactful. Abarn did the thing with the Rise, got the kills, instant under turrets, everything that we want to see from Abarn in the game. But Chuck, honestly, some great TP plays, some great ults to really, really crucial moments, flip them around in the middle of that game. And Wojtek, thank you for subbing, my man. You did a lot of damages both games, but sadly, it didn't all come together. And now, Rick, we get to do the fun part and judge our fellow people. Who from Go Mega would we like to give the MVP to?
That is a good question. I think that it's hard not to give it to Ryoklu in this situation. I mean, both games, or especially game one, she really, really was the difference maker in game one. Now game two, I guess the damage charts and her KDA doesn't really show that, but I still think that we'd have to give it to her. If you have any other opinions, I'd love to hear them, though.
Yeah, I mean, as I agree. Like, it is impossible not to give somebody a series MVP for the just absolute pop off that happened in game one. But I do just want to give Chuck an honorable mention on the Malphite game two. He definitely stole some kills, but he looked really good doing it, and he was a menace, and they couldn't deal with him. So I'm gonna pull Ryoklu in here now.
Good.
Ryoklu, how you doing?
Good. How are you guys?
Honestly, I'm a little out of breath. That series was a heck of a one to cast. There was a lot of stuff going on,
Yeah,
and
I
they weren't
agree.
short.
Well,
But that was exciting.
congratulations.
Yeah,
We
yeah,
have
go ahead.
nominated you for MVP. Your performance in game one was unbelievable. I loved watching the Vayne plays. Very well played. Positioning was on point. And game two, you guys all played really well. But we thought we'd give it to you. Why don't you go ahead and tell us about how you felt game one, game two, and how you think that the game played out?
Game one. Um, it
You
was
smurfed on.
really difficult.
What else is there to say?
Well,
You
no,
smurfed
I mean,
on.
yeah, no, totally, we surfed on it, but I think like,
Oh, there was no we. Your team didn't help you that much. You
well,
smurfed on them.
yeah, that's fair. I mean, like, yeah, so Vayne is my most played. She's my favorite AD carry, and it's
Okay.
like I feel like you have to pick her though, especially in competitive settings, in very certain situations.
Mhm.
And I was like, thanks. So I was like, yeah, let's pick Vayne. And I hadn't picked her yet, so I was kind of like, I was really itching to play Vayne. And I'm
Yeah,
glad
I
I did,
mean,
I'm gonna be honest.
yeah,
Yeah,
you 1v4'd at the end there when they were pushing in and maybe had an angle to end. You almost killed Wojtek, who was like, I mean, he had a great series himself, right? He was like 12-0 at one point on the Varus in game one.
Oh yeah.
Just talk to me a little about that situation, what you're thinking when your Nexus towers are dropping and it's a Vayne versus 4 of the enemy champions, and how you manage to avoid literally every single skill shot with like a Leona and a Gragas trying to get all up in your face.
Um, you know, I feel like when I play Vayne, I feel like I can 1v5. I don't know. It's like a very different mindset. Like it's like you just go in, kite it out, kill kind of situation. You just react. Like I don't
Yeah.
really think about it. Also, like if I don't do anything, then we just lose the game. So
I mean, you're absolutely right. You feel like you can 1v5. We saw you 1v4, so who am I to doubt you? Last question I have is just like, how does your team feel after an undefeated normal season, only dropping a single game out of all of your matches to probably like the second best team? Not that I'm biased or anything, but the Dog Pound. Watch out for them playoffs, Dark Horse, Wild Card, baby. But yeah, what's the team mental like going into playoffs next week? How you guys feeling?
I mean, pretty good. I mean, honestly, I have to give like really big kudos to I believe Chuck's his name, right?
Yeah.
The top laner. Yeah.
Mhm.
To him, I don't know. I've been calling him Pigeon, so, but yeah, Chuck. Like, grateful to him for subbing in and for playing. I don't think it's easy to just like sub into a team and then like, how kind of like
Yeah.
try to
Yeah, Chuck
try to
has some history with
perform.
TCL, so it was nice
Yeah.
to see him on the Rift again for a night. Something
Yeah,
for his
and
brother. Good
for
stuff.
sure. And he rocked the Malphite. I'm not gonna lie. I literally was like telling him, "You get 3 champions. Shed order Malphite," and he's like, "Oh, okay." And then I was like, "Okay, I've lucky you good Malphite." So I forced him to play him, but like he did really well. I was like,
He was up
I was like,
CS, got some kills, was unkillable late. That's everything you want from your tank top.
exactly. He showed
Yeah.
up.
Yeah, we were expecting him to struggle in that top lane, but he handled it really well. We were thinking, we gave him an honorable mention too in that game too, because that was well played by him, and good point for bringing that up.
Any last words or thoughts for us before we go out?
Ebarn is bad. Go Mega. Yeah. That's it.
Awesome. Okay, I love it. Thank you so much, Real Clue, both for this quick little chat and for your just very, very impressive performance tonight, especially on the Vayne in game one. I think that's the hardest carry we've seen from an 80 carry like ever in TCL. Extremely impressive stuff. Well done. Well done. And yeah, congrats. Good luck going into the playoffs.
Thank you. I hope we don't choke.
If anybody does, it'll be Abarn. It won't be your fault.
Yes. Yeah, facts.
Okay.
Oh, but I
Great.
mean, I can carry him. It's been proven. So
That's true. That's true. Congrats on the season. Good luck and have a good night. Okay, Rick. Any last thoughts from you before we close it out?
Well, it's been an honor to cast alongside you, Rudy. You did really well. Made it really easy on me. I'd like to say that. It was fun. I had a blast. I'm glad that I was able to cast on a game that was, not a lot of stakes. Just because we could kind of relax and just have fun with it. Had a lot of fun. Was kind of hoping to find some spicy picks tonight. A little spice, but it could have been spicier.
Yeah, and I think with that, we only have one game left in the TCL normal season. It is Control Alt Delete versus who's the team I'm forgetting? This is really awkward. Definitely not trying. Thank you very much, producer, saving my ass for like the 16th time tonight. So tune in tomorrow night for Control Alt Delete versus Definitely Not Trying for the final match of TCL Season 7 regular season before we get into playoffs. Fun little spoiler for you. I do believe my man, very small, tiny, microscopic, infinitesimal Rick is subbing. So you get to see even more of him on the Rift tomorrow night. The man is all about TCL now the tax season is over. Thank you all so much for tuning in tonight. Had some great games and hope to see you back here tomorrow for even more.
Thank you, everyone. Have a good night.